Now, this is case number 173 on the calendar in the matter of Banks Jr. versus Helzer. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
You are suing Mrs. Hessler because her 16-year-old daughter, according to you, stood you up for the prom.
Yes.
For your senior prom. And you had a lot of expenses, and you believe that her mother is responsible for her standing you up.
No, not necessarily, Your Honor. I don't feel
Well, she's
that...
responsible because you can't sue her daughter, so you have to sue her mother. Ms. Hessler says that her daughter did not stand you up, that you didn't contact her as you should, but she has a substantial counterclaim, and her counterclaim is that since you believed you were stood up for the prom, you have embarked upon a course of conduct that amounts to harassment and defamation of her daughter's character, which forced her to leave school because she flunked all of her finals, and it became a catastrophe, and she has a counterclaim. When did you invite Dana to the prom?
About May 20th.
Did you do it in person?
No, ma'am. I was introduced to her through a friend of mine. It was her best friend, and I was on the internet, and she instant messaged me. She sent me a message, and...
Who did?
Diana.
Diana sent you a message?
Right.
Saying what?
Just starting a conversation, just, hi, my name is Diana, something to that effect.
So you didn't ask her to the prom?
I did. Eventually, I did.
In person or over the internet?
Over the internet and in person.
Is that right?
I don't remember him asking me in person to prom, no.
How do you believe he asked you to the prom?
Over the internet, we were discussing the fact that he needed to date, and he said, you know, do you want to go with me, basically? And, I said,
and what did you say?
I said, okay.
You said, okay, so now you had a date. And you knew when you go to the same school?
Yes.
So you knew when the prom was?
Yes.
Okay. So you had to buy, you rented a tux?
No, I bought a tux.
Bought a tux. Figure stopped growing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Buy tickets?
Yes, Your Honor.
Rented a car?
No. I was gonna drive.
Okay. Tux, tickets. What else?
I also had dinner reservations. There was no fee for making the reservations, but there was for canceling reservations.
And what were all your expenses?
My expenses totaled to be, I believe, about $500 and some odd dollars.
Now, did you end up going to the prom, Mr. Banks?
No, ma'am.
Did not?
No.
Tell me what happened. What was the date of the prom?
Saturday, June 4th.
And just prior to June 4th, when had you last spoken with Diana?
June 3rd.
Where did you speak to her?
I spoke with her at school.
What did you say to her, and what did she say to you?
I informed her that I'd be getting everything ready. And
did she tell you what color her dress was?
Yes, it was pink.
Did she tell you what kind of flowers she liked?
No, ma'am.
Did you get the flowers?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of flowers did you get?
I got a bouquet of roses, and I got a corsage and a hand thing. I don't know.
The whole 9 yards?
The whole 9.
Did you tell her what time you'd pick her up?
Yes, Your Honor. I told her I'd be there to pick her up at 4.
So what happened, Mr. Banks?
Saturday, I had been running around picking things up, doing everything, getting everything ready. I hadn't spoken with her, but I had been speaking with her best friend, the one that set us up, and my best friend, because we were going to double date to prom. I had been with her friend's date all day, and I was on my way to pick her up, and I got a phone call from her friend saying that she had an allergy attack and she couldn't go to prom.
What time was that?
I'd have to say about 3:50.
Go ahead.
I was getting ready for prom at about 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Got dressed, went and got my nails done, and I made my hair appointment, and went and picked up my dress. When I was getting my nails done, I did have an allergy attack, and I went home and I tried to call John after talking to my mom. I called him, and his sister answered, saying that he would be out with friends all night. So I decided, okay, I'm going to stay home for a while. A friend of mine called and said, Diana, or aren't you going to go to prom? And I said, no, I don't feel good. She says, would you like to come over, hang out, and we're not going to go do anything? And I said, okay. We ended up going over to another friend's house, just relaxing and watching movies the rest of the night, and we fell asleep.
Well, that's pretty outrageous, my dear Diana. That's pretty outrageous of you. You agree with that?
Yes, ma'am.
You agree with I disagree.
Excuse me, I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking to your daughter, whose conduct was outrageous. Now, if you have an allergy attack and you are bedridden and staying home, that's one thing. But to go over to a friend's house, hang out and watch a movie is something entirely different. And I would be angry, too, if I got stood up at the last minute.
I had not yet given my permission for them to go.
I don't care.
Okay.
Whether you gave your permission or not. Did she use her own money to buy the dress?
Yes, she did.
And you didn't know about it?
I did know about it.
All right. And when you found out about it, did you say to her, I haven't given you permission?
Yes, ma'am.
When she went to get her hair and nails done, did you say to her, don't bother to have your hair and nails done because I haven't given you permission?
What I said was I haven't yet met Mr. Banks and I haven't given my permission. I need to meet him.
Miss Helser, it's not an excuse. I'm saying that your daughter's conduct was reprehensible for a 16-year-old. She stood him up for his prom.
Okay.
And she stood him up not because she was sick, because she decided she didn't want to go. And she went to a friend's house and hung out with friends. And that is reprehensible.
Is that what you did?
No.
Is that what you did?
That is what I did.
You didn't know that?
Did you stand him up because you didn't want to go, or did you stand him up because you went and had an allergy attack and then went over to Julie's house?
It was because I had an allergy attack and my friend had wanted me to come over because she knew I wasn't feeling well and wanted to hang out.
Listen to me. If you have a debilitating allergy attack, you stay home. Go ahead.
That Saturday was prom, June 4th. June 5th, I broke my rib, June 5th playing basketball, and so June 6th, I stayed home, which was on Monday. I called her best friend on the phone. We talked about it because she felt bad as well because she set us up together. And I decided to call Mrs. Helser, and we spoke on the phone for a while. She was a really nice lady, and she also felt that what she did was inappropriate. And I know that she's not legally obligated to pay me back because, you know, it's an agreement to go to a social event and that's not a contract. However, her mother being of age and me being of age, she did make a verbal contract over the phone, and I have a witness here. Her best friend is here to testify because she was on the phone when I called her.
What did her mother say?
We spoke about what Diana really did on prom night.
Well, what did you say to her mother? Her mother's here. She's a party. You can tell me what you said to her mother.
I told her that I had an agreement to go to prom with her, and she informed me that she was aware of that Diana actually had an allergy attack, and I told her no, that Diana actually decided to spend the day with her boyfriend because I guess apparently she got a boyfriend that morning, and he asked her not to go.
She got a boyfriend that morning?
Yeah, Saturday morning she got a boyfriend, and she decided, and he asked her not to go. So, you know, and that's perfectly fine. But
are you saying that somebody knows that? That you have a witness here?
That I was on the phone and that she told her that? Yes, I have a witness here.
I'd like to see the witness.
Kayla.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She told me she had spent the night at her boyfriend's house.
What boyfriend?
His name is Jason.
Did you tell your mother that? Look at me. Did you tell your mother you were going to spend the night with Jason?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
18-year-old John Banks Jr. says 16-year-old Diana Helser stood him up for his prom. Diana and her mother Lori are countersuing for the cost of summer school classes and defamation of character.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth in these matters?
Yes.
State your name for the record.
Kayla Brett.
Kayla, are you a friend of hers?
Not anymore, but I was.
Were you the girl who was supposed to double date with them?
Yes.
You had originally set them up? Did you have a conversation with Diana with regard to why she didn't go to the prom with him?
Yes, I did. I called her to make sure that she was ready to go because John was on his way, and she had informed me that she did not want to go.
Did she say why she didn't want to go?
She said she had an allergy attack, but as I continued to talk to her later on that day before my date came to pick me up, she told me that, or I think it was June 5th, that she told me she had spent the night at her boyfriend's house.
What boyfriend?
His name is Jason.
So she said she spent the evening with Jason?
Yes.
Prom evening with Jason?
Yes. She also had, there's a website called MySpace. I don't know if you're familiar. It's
I don't do that machine.
It's a website where you go and you can write journal entries on there, leave comments for friends, and post pictures up there. She had left a blog explaining what she had done that day, and she said that she was at a friend's house roasting marshmallows and she had spent the night there. That's basically confirmed that what she was doing, and I did have a conversation with her, and I was quite upset, and I told her everything, how messed up it was that she had done that.
That's pretty messed up. Did you tell your mother that? Look at me. Did you tell your mother you were going to spend the night with Jason?
I told my mom I was going to spend the night over at Julie's, and I told my mom that we were going over to Jason's to watch a movie. And
your mother just said the word Julie. I never heard your mother say Jason. Your mother was whispered to you, you went to Julie's.
I did go to Julie's, ma'am. We went over to Jason's, who was not my boyfriend.
Just a second. So from Julie's house, you went to Jason's house.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have an attack in between getting from Julie's house to Jason's house, did you?
They're neighbors, no.
Didn't have an attack between Julie's house and Jason's house, did you?
No, ma'am.
And she did call me and checked in, and she called at midnight and let me know that they were just about to finish up a movie and that she would be back at Julie's by 1.
When you spoke to Mr. Banks on the phone 2 days later, did you tell him that you would compensate him for his expenses?
No, ma'am, I did not.
What did you say to him?
I said I needed to see receipts.
So you did discuss expenses?
We discussed expenses.
Fine, and you said I needed to see receipts.
Before I would even consider a discussion.
I don't believe you.
Seriously.
I don't believe you. Yep, I believe that you said to him, I will pay those expenses, but I have to see receipts.
I have emails here where he's saying that I agreed to pay $270 for prom tight. Diana said, quote, Diana said she's going to pay me $270 for prom. Hit me up. And then to Kayla, who responded, I say $300 even. What's an extra $30?
Listen to me. All I said to you was you had a discussion with Mr. Banks, and you are under no legal obligation. I don't believe you are under a legal obligation, but for the fact that you agreed to pay him.
I didn't agree to pay him.
Your Honor.
Just a second. In order to have a contract, Mr. Banks, let me explain something. It gets to be a little bit tricky. There has to be, in order to have a valid contract, there has to be some consideration. That means that each person is giving something. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
What would be the consideration, in your judgment, for Ms. Helser to make an agreement to pay you any part of your prom expenses?
I think she felt morally obligated. She still stated to me that Diana had just gotten a job. I didn't know Diana had a job. She said Diana had just gotten a job and that she'd make Diana pay me back my money as long as I had receipts. And I have receipts here right now.
Just a second. So she said she would make Diana pay you back.
Yes, Your Honor.
I believe you.
18-year-old John Banks Jr. says 16-year-old Diana Helser stood him up for his prom. Diana and her mother Lori are countersuing for the cost of summer school classes and defamation of character.
Go ahead.
I was on the other line. He had three-wayed Miss Helser. While I was on the phone, she did say that Diana would pay for the expenses out of her own paychecks because she had just gotten a job.
That's not true. What I said was I would consider based on seeing the receipts. And whether or not you were on the line.
Ms. Helser?
Yes.
I'm going to flip over for a moment to your counterclaim, which I'm prepared to hear in 30 seconds or less. He's got a claim for maybe $500. He's got receipts that totally says maybe $500. You have a $4,000 counterclaim because,
yes,
according to you, your daughter was harassed, defamed, etc. She flunked all of her finals, because of what he did. So you
yes.
want to get there, please? Diana?
Yes, ma'am.
Start with the ad.
I had been on MySpace and I saw an ad that Kayla had posted about paying people to kick my...
Read it directly.
Just as you don't have to read it to me.
Okay.
What does that have to do with him if Kayla wrote something?
John had confronted some girls at school about...
Don't tell me any hearsay. I don't want to hear any hearsay.
See it.
He had been talking to Kayla on the conversation that I have in front of me about two girls that are going to beat my... and that basically I would look better if my was kicked.
What else?
Okay. In this email, he's saying that she'll look even worse after getting her beat. The girl that's going to beat her is Jason's ex-girlfriend, who's because her and Diana used to be friends, and she thinks that's f***ed up, that she's with her ex. Oh, well, whatever the reason is, she wants to beat her. It'll work. Hit me back.
What does that have to do with him?
This is
That's
his
what he
word
said.
saying that
I don't care.
he's
What
got
does that
two
have to do with
girls.
him? According to that email, Jason, the new boyfriend, had an ex-girlfriend, and the ex-girlfriend of Jason is going to beat her up.
He's got two girls at school ready to beat my daughters.
No, no, no. Listen to me. What you just read to me was that the girl is Jason's ex-girlfriend who is angry with her. He may not discourage it. He may even like it. But that's what you just read to me.
I disagree.
Well, I don't care what you agree with, Miss Helser. I would listen to you if you took responsibility for your daughter's bad behavior and said to me, listen, this was a teenage thing. I feel responsible for my daughter's bad behavior. My daughter blew him off, and he was a very nice young man. And he I'm speaking. I'm speaking. Well, he was a very nice young man. He called you 2 days later. He called you most respectfully. Otherwise, you would have hung up on him. He called you most respectfully and said to you, this is what your daughter did, and it was not the right thing to do. So he was most respectful. And if you came into court, or didn't even have to come to court, if you said to him, look, I think what my daughter did was reprehensible, and I'm going to do the best I can to cover your expenses, and I'll make my daughter pay me back for whatever your costs were, because what she did was immature. She's only 16, but also unkind. And I don't raise my child to be unkind, an unkind human being, then I would have respect for you instead of making excuses.
I'm not making excuses.
You did make excuses, because I didn't hear you say to me at any time, he's a nice young man, he tried to do the right thing. My daughter did the wrong thing. My daughter was not hospitalized. She did not seek doctor's counsel that day or the next day. She went out with her girlfriend Julie and her new boyfriend Jason, and they hung out together until after midnight, and it was not the right thing to do when he was supposed to pick her up at 4 o'clock, and between 4 o'clock and midnight, she was not, I'm speaking, and between 4 o'clock and midnight, she was not in an emergency room.
We did not have any idea when he would arrive to pick her up.
Madam, you are operating somewhere in La La Land. Your daughter knew he was going to pick her up at 4 o'clock.
Did you know that?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, yes, you did. Because you spoke to her and you were supposed to double date. So don't give me baloney. Let me see the receipts, please. Did you flunk your classes?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you leave school?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what happens when you do the wrong thing. You didn't give the flowers to anybody else, did you?
No, Your Honor.
You're even, my dear, going to pay for your own flowers, because I think that your mother made an agreement with him to do that. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $415. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are
Counterclaim is
excused.
dismissed.
You may step in the room, please. Your Honor, this is case number 167 on count in the matter of Mahaffey versus Strawn. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat.
Mr. Mahaffey, the defendant is your mother-in-law. You are currently separated from your wife. I assume this is your wife.
Yes.
And you have one child together.
Yes, ma'am.
I gather from your complaint that you, your wife, and your baby were living with Miss Strawn in her home.
Yes, ma'am.
And then there was some altercation involving you and your wife and your baby. You claimed that you left, and after you left, Miss Strawn burned your clothes.
Yes.
Miss Strawn says she did not burn your clothes, she put them out on the curb. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
When did your daughter and her husband live with you? From when to when?
They're going to be married 2 years in September. Pretty much the whole time they've been with us.
And when did you leave?
May 23rd on a Monday.
Tell me what happened.
I had my mother pick me up from work.
Did she always pick you up from work?
No, ma'am.
Why did she pick you up on the 23rd of May?
I had no ride at the time.
Okay, she picked you up from work and dropped you off at your house?
My house was at her house at
Right.
the time. I got there, and I asked my mother if she wanted to see our son, Ethan, and I told her to wait 1 minute. I went up to the front porch after arriving at the house.
Why did you tell her to wait? Don't they get along?
To some extent. There's been some problems, arguments.
There'd be no reason why she couldn't have came in.
Okay, go ahead.
I went up to the front porch, and what I saw was Ashley and a couple of her friends smoking marijuana on the front porch, and my son was running around in the middle of them.
Where was your mother-in-law?
She was at work at the time.
Is this the first time that you saw your wife smoking marijuana in front of your son?
No, ma'am.
Was this a frequent occurrence?
Yes.
My daughter did. That's my pod.
Don't shout out again. I let you do it once.
Okay.
But don't do it again.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Chan down.
After seeing what I saw, I had asked for Ashley to ask all her friends to leave at the time.
Well, you probably got angry. If what you say is true, you probably didn't just ask. You probably got angry and you were shouting.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you were shouting, and what did you do?
I told her I was going to my mother's house to stay for a little while, so I had picked my son up, and I did not want him to be around
You picked him up and you walked outside with him.
Yes.
And you went to the car.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What happened next?
I asked my mother if we could come over there and stay for a day or two. She said that's fine. We had left and went to the house, and when we arrived at my mother's house, Ashley had called me and told me to give her back her son. And I said, not with you smoking marijuana around him. Until you can stop, then you can call me.
All right. Miss McCafferty, I'd like you to stand up, please. You remember going over to the Strawn house on the 23rd of May?
Yes, ma'am.
When you went over there, when your son came back, he came back with your grandson.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me what he said to you when he came back?
He simply stated that they were up there smoking marijuana and he didn't want his son around it. And
Did he use the word marijuana?
No, ma'am. He pot.
Okay.
And asked me if he could come over to the house and stay and bring the baby, which at that point I told him yes.
Okay. Keep going, Mr. McCaffrey.
After we arrived at the house, Ashley had called me, and she told me to bring back the baby. And I said, no, not with you smoking. And after that, she had hung up on me. And I had called Patty at work, and I had told her what she was doing because before I had called her, Ashley had already called her at work and said that I had kidnapped our son.
Well, that's not possible.
And after that, I talked to her for about 20 minutes or so, and she said, why are you doing this? Ashley does not smoke. She hung up.
Ms. Strawn, are you thoroughly convinced that your daughter doesn't smoke marijuana?
Well, actually...
Just answer my question. Thoroughly convinced?
Yes.
All right. There's a very simple way to find that out, Ms. Strawn.
She's been tested. They turned her into defects.
Has she done a hair follicle test or just a urine test?
The urine test. She passed 5.
Just a second. Has she done a hair follicle test?
Nobody suggested it.
Very easy. We can take care of that.
Well, you'll have to do it to him, too, because he's bad as she is.
No, just a second. I'm not interested in him right now. I'm interested in your daughter. Urine test is nothing. But a hair follicle test will demonstrate when you smoked, how much you smoked, and it stays in the hair follicle for up to a year. So you understand that if I order a hair follicle test, if your daughter consents, the results of that test can be sent to any domestic relations court when there is an issue of custody and or visitation. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
Now go and discuss with your daughter whether she's prepared for us to take a sample of her hair and send it to our laboratory. Go ahead.
Like
go
I
ask
said,
her.
ma'am, if you
go,
do it to him,
no,
too.
just, he's not an issue.
Good.
Yeah.
Fine, we'll do that. At the conclusion of the hearing, we'll do that.
Well, what does that have to do with what the case is about, ma'am?
Well, it has a great deal to do with the case, madam, because what you're saying is that your daughter doesn't smoke marijuana, therefore the story that he just told me about going up to the porch and seeing her is a lie. That's what you're telling me.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm saying, well, there's a very easy way to figure that out. It has nothing to do with whether he smokes marijuana or not. It's whether your daughter did, and you are committed to the fact that she does not.
Right.
You want to smoke dope, that's your business, but don't smoke dope in front of your child.
I don't, ma'am.
Or be around friends who do.
We weren't smoking pot, ma'am.
What were you doing?
Sitting there talking, and he took the baby without a car seat and left. And then at 6 o'clock in the morning, told me to come get him.
Does he smoke marijuana?
Yeah, he smokes crack, too.
Just a second. Smokes marijuana? And you never... Stand up. Stand up. And what you're telling me is you never did it with him?
Yes, ma'am, I will admit to that.
All right. That's all I'm asking you, my dear. So your mother is mistaken. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
She's been. That's all I wanted to know. That's it. That's the issue. Now you can sit down. You got it? Your daughter does smoke marijuana. She didn't tell you, but she smoked it with her husband. She says he smokes other things, too. I didn't ask her about the other things, but she clearly smokes marijuana. Now we understand each other, Miss Strawn?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You're supposed to stay out of it. This genius picked this genius. Yeah. The only problem... Well, this is your genius, Miss Strawn.
And later today...
Do you have anything you want to say to me, sir?
He didn't say nothing.
I'm not speaking to
well,
you.
He's not going to say anything.
I'm not speaking to you.
Well, I'm speaking to you. I'm telling you, he won't say nothing.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Marcus Mahaffey says his estranged mother-in-law, Patricia Strawn, owes for burning his work uniforms. Patricia claims Marcus is making up a story.
Now, let's get back to your burned clothing. Go, and get there fast, because I have other things to do today.
We arrived at the house after her calling me, and I talked to Patty.
So you brought the baby back. Keep
Yes,
going.
ma'am. And that night, when I was talking to Ashley, I heard Patty in the background asking for marshmallows. I asked why they want marshmallows. Did they have a fire going? Ashley said, yes, they're burning your clothes. They want to roast marshmallows over your clothes. And I did not believe her. So the next day, on the 24th, I went over there to see for myself. Patty was not there. Ashley refused to show me any clothes. I just happened to walk down the driveway, and I smelled something burnt, a distinctive smell.
Is that burnt clothes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You want to show me one piece of the burnt clothing? I don't have to see the whole thing.
Your Honor, who's to say that he didn't burn his own clothes?
Me.
After everything he's done to me.
Me. I'm to say.
Okay.
I'm to say. Because I read your answer. Shh. Got it. Okay, you can put it away. Okay. Ms. Strawn says that she took your clothes and she put them out by the curb.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, I did.
You can't do that.
Why?
Because he's a resident of your home, and you have an obligation to hold on to his property until he comes to get it, unless he... Put your hand down. Unless he abandons it. You have no right to take his clothes and put them on the curb, because if you took them and put them on the curb and somebody else came by and burned them, you would be responsible. You have no right to do that.
But he's never so much as paid a cent living
I
in
don't
my house.
care. You allowed him to live in your home for 2 years. I'm speaking to you. He lived in your home for 2 years. Don't get in the middle. You're really dumb if you get in the middle, especially if you have 2 children who are babies themselves, and I probably believe you that both of them smoke pot and whatever else. So it's very possible that you 2 mothers-in-law and grandmothers are going to have to be responsible for this baby at some point, because certainly they're not responsible. And I would suggest that you try to maintain reasonable relations. He's allowed to take his child.
No, he's not. There's a TPO
No,
against him.
listen to me. At the time he took his child, there was no custody order. And in this country, the United States of America, one parent does not have any priority over custody over another when the 2 people are married.
But it didn't have anything to do with him pulling up with pot. He wanted the baby, had his mom waiting in the driveway. That's what he did.
Miss Strawn, you weren't there. And the fact that you are so committed to the baloney story that you have concocted in your head, because I believe her when she says that when he came back with the baby and said she's smoking pot on the driveway. I believe he said it. You don't believe it?
I don't, ma'am.
That's your problem. In any event, you have to pay for his clothes. How much were the clothes worth?
The total for the uniforms was $508.
What kind of uniform?
My work uniforms.
What kind of work?
The job he doesn't have anymore.
Mechanic.
You really...
He just got out of jail, for God's sakes.
You are really thick. You're really thick. You're not paying attention to what I'm saying to you.
I'm paying attention.
No, you're not paying attention to what I'm saying to you. What I'm saying to you is you're supposed to stay out of it. This genius picked this genius. Yeah. The only problem... Well, this is your genius, Miss Strawn. If he's no bargain, that's her problem. This genius belongs to you. She made a baby with him. He's not going to be out of your life. And that doesn't give you the right to vandalize his property. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $508. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think it was the right decision because what she did was wrong.
I don't care what he says. I didn't burn his clothes.
I wasn't smoking pot in front of my child.
My wife was on the phone, and I heard her in the background saying that she was burning them.
That's not even true because Ashley wasn't even there. That's hard to get young people to handle situations in an adult manner.
He's crazy.
There will be nothing between us except for my son, and I'm going to try to get custody of him.
He's not going to get him.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Nuno versus Torres. Step forward, please.
Juanita Nuno is suing her daughter, Carolyn Torres, for a loan to bail her grandson out of jail. Juanita says she may lose her home to foreclosure.
Ms. Nuno, this is your daughter, and according to your complaint, you made your daughter a series of loans. She hasn't paid you back. Your daughter says, yes, it's true that you gave her some money. They were gifts. You do that to all your relatives, and you're singling her out for repayment of these gifts because she had a fight with your other daughter. Is that right, Ms. Torres?
Yeah, that's right.
What did I just say?
I owe her money, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. They're gifts. To me, they're gifts. I heard what you just said.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Did you have anything to drink today?
No, I don't drink.
You use any drugs today?
No, I don't.
Well, then explain to me what your problem is, Ms. Torres.
I don't have a problem.
Who is that?
My kid's father.
Do you live with him?
When I want to, I don't know, when I want him there, I guess.
Step up, sir. What's your name?
Anthony Torres.
How long have you been with Miss Torres?
About 20, 21 years, off and on.
Do you work?
Yeah.
Does your wife suffer from a disability?
No.
Well, is there something wrong with her today? She seems to be out of sorts today.
Well, because I don't think she should be suing me, that's why.
Why did you agree to come here?
I don't know.
Did you discuss coming here with your wife, Mr. Torres?
Yeah.
Why did she come?
Because it's a lawsuit and she needs to come.
Juanita Nuno says her daughter, Carolyn Torres, owes for a loan for bail. Juanita says she posted her grandson's bond after he was arrested for burglary.
Now, if you've been with Mrs. Torres for 20-some-odd years, then you are the father of this young man who got himself into trouble last year?
Yes, I am.
And the first loan, according to you, Ms. Nuno, was for bail for your grandson.
Yes, it was.
What was he arrested for?
The jack broke into a school.
So he was arrested for burglary?
Yeah.
Did you call your mother and ask her for bail?
Yeah.
What did
But
you say
he called
to her?
her first, though. He called and I called after.
Who called?
I think my son called first, and then my niece called me, and then I called her back.
And when you called your mother, what did you say to her?
Bail him out. I don't have the money.
And what did she say to you?
She said, what happened? I explained to her what happened. The jack broke into a school, so can you bail him out? She does everybody else, so I figured she'd do him.
Why didn't you bail him out?
Like I said, I don't have the money.
Well, how do you support yourself?
By his child support checks.
Well, you live together. Why does he send you child support
Well,
checks?
when I want to get, I'll call him. He doesn't really live with me.
Miss Nuno, you really expect her to pay you back?
Yes.
From what?
She applied for Social Security, and she was supposed
What was
to...
the nature of her disability?
She has arthritis in the spine. That's inherited. It comes down the line. All of us have it. So she applied for Social Security disability.
Yeah.
And they were going to grant it to her. All she needed to do was take a physical exam.
So you expected her to pay you back out of her disability from the government?
Well, not only from that, but from my son-in-law. And I believe him because he never lies.
Well, did he promise to pay you back?
He said he would pay me back. He would pay the bonds people. So that would be good enough.
Is that right, sir?
Yeah, that's right.
So why didn't you pay her?
I intend to, I just haven't had the chance to do it.
It's a year and a half ago, almost 2 years. When are you going to do it?
As soon as I can.
So after they didn't pay you the $1,600, 6 months later you gave her another $2,000. You want to tell me why?
Because I beat her daughter. That's why. That's exactly what happened. She lent me money to move out because I beat her daughter for stealing my child support check.
No, Judge Judy.
Yes, that's what happened.
I billed Anthony out in November.
You got $1,600, Ms. Nuno. What's the $2,000 for?
For getting me out of her house. I was staying with her for 2 months.
Why were you staying there for 2 months?
Because my stupid son, we lost our house in Redlands, so I had to go move in with her because of what he did.
How many other children did you move in with?
5.
How old are your children?
15, 14, 10, and 3. And my son, Anthony, and that's 18. He's 18.
You have a 3-year-old child?
Yes, I do.
How did you, with your terrible disability, have a 3-year-old child?
I guess. I don't know how. Well, how else am I going to have a kid?
Judge Judy, you wouldn't believe it. You will not believe this. I had her put in a convent in Mexico. I had tried to educate her day one, and you know...
That's what she went wrong when she sent me to Mexico. She never should have ever sent me to Mexico when I was 10 years old. Never.
Do you have anything you want to say to me, sir?
He didn't say nothing.
No.
I'm not speaking to you.
Well, he's not going to say anything.
I'm not speaking to you!
He still won't say nothing, though.
I'm not speaking to you.
Well, I'm speaking to you. I'm telling you, he won't say nothing.
Listen to me very carefully, Miss Torres. You've already shamed yourself in front of a lot of people.
I don't care.
You have a 15-year-old, a 14-year-old, a 10-year-old who can all understand everything that's going around them. I feel very sorry for them, and I guarantee you that if you live alone with your children now, I'm putting in a call to social services to go and monitor your home if these children are in fact living with you. Are they living with her? Are the children living with her?
Yeah.
Well, somebody's going to monitor it. You're not there, is that right?
Most of the time, no.
Listen, Miss Nuno, there is no question in my mind that having spent 10 minutes with your daughter, you had no reasonable expectation that that $2,000 was going to get repaid to you. Maybe the bail money, because you say that you had confidence in your son-in-law, and he says that he agreed to pay you back and he just hasn't gotten around to it yet. Mr. Torres, you have to find something to do with your time other than make children, sir. You have enough children. You have 5 children. And based upon what I've heard, you're not doing too well. And neither are your children. So you have to find some other way of occupying your spare time, like getting a second job, so you can support everybody, so they can all live together and not scam the government anymore. Do you understand me, Mr. Torres? This is all one huge scam you've been living with her. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $1,600. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out. This one.
Started a fight.
Now, it's case number 161 on the calendar in the matter of Barrows, Mountjoy versus Mountjoy. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Miss Barrows, this is your fiancé, is that correct?
Correct.
And Mr. Mountjoy, these are your 2 adult children.
Correct.
You are divorced from their mother, and this would be their mother. All right, we're just getting the players going. Who are you?
Brother.
But not involved in this incident.
Somewhat, I am.
In any event, according to your complaint, these 2 young people were having some problems with you. They believed that you were crank calling their mother, so they decided to come over and discuss it. And it is your claim that they assaulted you. The defendants say that they were the ones who were assaulted, not you, and their mother has a claim against you for damaging her truck, which they used to come over to your house. Is that right?
They used my truck to go there.
So, while the assault case has not been filed against the mother, I would like you to stand up with your children because I have some questions for you. How long have you and your former husband been divorced?
2.5 years.
And how long were you married?
23.
And I assume you don't get along.
I don't talk to him at all.
Did you talk to him while you were married?
I liked being married to him when I was married to him.
Okay. Now, there came a time, sometime, I believe in April of this year, when you started to receive telephone calls.
Yes.
Tell me about the phone calls.
They were just hang-up calls.
When did they start?
Mid-March.
Did anything happen in March between you and your former husband and his fiancée?
No, we've been going through some court hearings for contempt of court.
For?
His non-payment of spousal support.
At some point, I assume that you discussed these hang-ups with your children?
On one particular day, I called actually to my ex-husband and basically asked him if he'd called me. And he said no. And I said, maybe has Tracy called me? And he said, well, why don't you take it up with her? And I said, no, I don't take anything up with her. And by that midday, Miss Barrows called me screaming around, maybe 12 o'clock in the afternoon, the date that I had spoken with my ex-husband.
And what did she say to you?
Well, first thing that came out of her mouth was, who the do you think you are? And I hung up on her. And she called back again and indicated to me, nobody's prank calling you. Here is my number. You keep my number for the next time I have to call you. You'll know it's my number coming up.
Now, when did you discuss this with your children?
About a week or so later, on the 25th of April, my son and I were having lunch. And in the middle of our lunch, a phone call came in. And I looked at it and I thought, well, gee, this is a 916-825 number. I answered it. I said, hello. And I said, what do you want? And nobody answered, so I basically hung up. So that evening, I was talking to my daughter. She'd come over, and I told her Kevin and I had lunch, and today the phone rang. And she basically pushed the green call number, the call on my cell phone, and it dialed back the number, and I guess Tracy had answered the phone at that point.
Is that what happened?
Yeah. I just kind of recognized her voice right away that it was her.
What did she say?
At first she goes, like, hello, like, you called me, and I'm like, well, I'm just trying to figure out if it, whose number it was, and I said, and apparently it was her. And she goes, oh, just, you people need to get a life, and just kind of went off right after that. And I said, no, I just basically called a phone number trying to figure out who it was, and to my surprise, it was you. And I think it made her upset that I was actually, just saying that.
Then what happened, Amanda?
She just kept calling. She just kept calling like 3-4 times, yelling at us, hollering about move on, and just calling me names. And
I want you to get to the point when you went over to their house.
The phone calls continued from her. My father had ended up calling one time. He goes, you guys need to stop harassing us. You need to stop bothering us. We're not prank calling anybody. I said, Dad, you're being crazy about this. I said, can you just hear me? That all we did was push the number on the phone, and it was her. I said, we're not trying to call anybody. And I think the conversation before was that my mother was going to call their boss just to leave us alone. That's when my father had called. I think maybe he was upset that we were going to call his boss. After she was done with us, she'd called to harass my brother at work.
At what time did she call you?
It was about 8 o'clock in the evening.
And who did you speak to when they called?
The first person that spoke with me actually was my dad. And he says, well, I want to know if your mom and sister are prank calling Tracy. I told him I don't want anything to do with their affairs, flat out.
Perfect. What happened next?
My dad didn't speak long, and he's like, well, I want you to talk to Tracy. And I told him I'm at work. I can't do this stuff. She gets on the phone. She said, you listen here. And I said, well, don't start talking to me like that. And she goes, look, you retard. You need to start listening here. She was telling me that she's going to see that we're emotionally, economically, and socially ruined.
And your father was with her at the time?
I believe so. He stopped talking. She took the phone.
Mr. Mountjoy, did you call your son at work?
Yeah, I called him just to kind of see what was going on with this whole phone call situation.
And where were you and Miss Barrows at the time?
We were in the backyard.
Did you ever hear Miss Barrows say the things that your son ascribes to her?
No, that's not the way she is.
Miss Barrows, you heard what this young man says that you said to him. Any of that true?
No. I've never spoken to these children that way.
How long have you been engaged to their father?
We haven't actually even set an official date, but we've been together 3 years.
Was your relationship with Mr. Mountjoy the reason that his marriage terminated? Were you separated at the time that you met her?
We had known each other for years.
Just to say shh. The answer is?
No. Obviously,
No.
she said she put the math together just now.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
There's nothing wrong with my hearing. There's nothing wrong with his hearing. That's what you said. You said they were pushing, and your sister, uncross your arms, and your sister punched her in the face.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Calvin Mountjoy and his fiancée Tracy Barrows claim Calvin's children, Amanda and Kevin Mountjoy, assaulted them. The defendant's mother, Kathy Mountjoy, is countersuing for vandalism to her truck.
You came home from work at what time?
I'm not exactly sure. It was about 8:30. I left work early. I was so upset. I was almost in tears. I was out of it. I left. I have problems with emotions and things like that. I just, had a rough time with it. That's why I asked them to leave me out of their affairs completely.
At what point did you and your sister decide to go over to their home?
We went to my mom's. My brother was there. My brother tried to call my dad. She wouldn't let my brother talk to my dad. So we said, forget, let's go see Dad.
Who went over?
Me, my brother, and my sister.
So the three of you went over?
Yeah.
What happened when they got there?
I was in the backyard. He came to the back and said, the kids are here. And they were standing at the end of my driveway, all standing like this, all three of them.
No, we weren't.
And
don't speak.
At this point, they had harassed us all night long. Nicholas called my home phone when he couldn't reach his dad on his cell phone, and my 13-year-old daughter answered it, and he called her a because he thought it was me. So at this point, I walked down to them and I said, you know what, you guys are on my property, you better act right. Well, they all got in my face and started screaming, and that's when Amanda caught me totally off guard and just slugged me right in my face.
Uncross your hands.
And she cold-cocked me. I flew back. Calvin ran to protect me, and before he even got to me, Kevin jumped on him. Amanda ran behind her mother's truck that they had parked over there. I called 911.
Do you have a 911 report?
Yeah.
I see it, please.
It's attached to the restraining order that I got against Amanda. At this point, Kevin dragged his dad out into the street and had him in a chokehold. Nicholas intervened and pulled Kevin off of his dad. Well, then Nicholas turned on his dad, and his dad's trying to fight both of them off. Everyone's running around. It was just pure pandemonium. It was crazy.
Did you have any injuries as a result of this?
My eye was bruised, my lip was fat, my nose was bleeding.
Did you take any photographs?
I have one photo of my face 3 days after.
I'd like to see it.
And we also have phone records proving that we never called them.
I'd like to see your cell phone.
I have mine and Calvin's phone records going all the way back to February. I'd
just like to see April. You have your phone records?
No, we don't have paper phone records.
Okay. Now, what was the number, Miss Mountjoy, that you say came up on the phone?
Or I don't call them. I don't know the numbers by heart. If I had my purse with me, I'd be able to look at my phone and indicate which phone.
On the 25th of April, 209-506. Who is that?
It's me.
You called him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times.
Every time she answered and hung up, and then there's a couple of those where I left messages before I left to let him know that we were coming to his house.
Oh, yeah.
Just a second.
Messages.
You called and said you were coming to the house, but that wasn't until after 8 o'clock, sir.
Yeah. There's,
That wasn't until, I'm talking about 7 o'clock. Whose telephone number is 209-85?
That's mine.
You called your father 1, 2, 3, 4 times that evening. Your mother can sit down now. You can stand up. You were there. Now I'll hear your version of the story.
we wanted to talk to our dad. That's it.
Well, why didn't you wait until things cooled off and speak to your father the next day, perhaps the three of you calling him and saying, listen, Dad, could we meet for lunch? Because we would like to talk to you.
Because we were upset.
Right. Don't speak. That's what your mother should have told you. Because clearly the three of you don't have a judgment among you. There are lots of people that get divorced.
Can we speak?
Yes. But try to listen to what I'm saying to you.
We understand, but this whole time, with her side of the story, we don't get to tell ours. And all
Listen
it sounds
to me.
like
It's very easy. They did not come to your house.
That's not her
that, It's not her house.
That is where they live.
I was invited to dinner just that weekend before.
Listen to me.
Like nothing was wrong.
You don't get it. You were invited there for dinner the week before, which is a nice thing. On the night of April 25th, you were all going there because you were upset and angry.
Even if
now,
we waited till
you
the next
go,
day, she
you
still
get
didn't
into
answer
your
the
mother's truck, and you go over to the house so that your father shares with his fiancée. And who's going to tell me what happens?
We go over to this house. We're calm. We want to talk to him.
You're not calm.
Okay. Well,
Don't tell me you're calm, because that's a lie.
We're not calm. We're upset.
Right.
Okay, fine.
Okay, fine.
Okay, good. But we go over there. My brother goes up the driveway to see my dad. He has the garage door open. He comes out and puts his arm around my brother, says, what's going on? Then we get out of the truck and we go up there. He's asking what the hell's going on.
Just a second. That's not true. Because according to your mother, and according to the testimony that I've heard, your father said, I haven't been calling you. Your mother said, well, what about Tracy? And he said, I know about Tracy. Speak to her about it. So your father wasn't in a bubble. He knows what's going on. I have the phone records here to prove that.
Tracy comes out of the house and starts pushing my sister and calling her and all these other names. My sister's getting pushed. My sister pushes her back and she punches Tracy in the face.
No, I
Well,
Don't speak. I'm not talking to you now.
And
So far what we have is the two girls pushing each
they're
other.
pushing each other. Yeah.
And your sister punches her in the face.
No, it's not what happened.
Well,
Did you hear what I said? I said don't speak. He's telling me, I'll hear you.
Okay.
That's what your brother said. That's what you said.
Okay. So,
There's nothing wrong with my hearing. There's nothing wrong with his hearing. That's what you said. You said they were pushing, and your sister, uncross your arms, and your sister punched her in the face.
my dad goes over to my sister and hits her in the face.
He hit me first.
So I grabbed him, and I'm holding him down on the ground. I go to let him up, and he tries to kick me as I'm getting up. Well, my brother gets in between us and tries to break up my dad and I and get everything straightened out. Well, my dad's chasing me back to the truck, so my brother gets in between to break us up. My dad tries to grab my brother and pick him up, but he can't. So my brother picks him up and throws him to the ground. My dad is screaming and yelling and kicking the truck. He has my brother pinned up against the truck. The cops come. The cops tell us nobody's pressing charges, just don't have anything to do with each other anymore. Everybody agrees. We're not even 5 minutes down the road. Tracy already is calling my brother's cell phone and already called my mom. So
Actually, their dad had called them when they left. I called Kathy and left her a message because she never answers her phone, and I told her, you know that you caused all of this.
Just a second. Well, if you left her a message, it would be on the machine. Where's your cell phone? Where's the machine?
My cell phone. I erased all the messages from
Why
her.
did you do that?
I didn't know it was going to come to this.
What do you mean you didn't know it was going to come to this, madam? You alleged harassment on the telephone, and you have something that would clearly support your statement that you've been harassed on the telephone and you erased the messages? You're too smart for that. Now I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. How could you have avoided what happened that evening?
turned our phones off.
No. How could you have avoided what happened that evening?
What she wants to hear is, we shouldn't have went.
Right.
That's not right.
That's right. That's what could have avoided all this stuff. Because the fact that you live with your mother, and your mother is angry that your father is no longer there, clearly impacts upon the peace in your home. But that's an old story. That's a story that, put your hand down, that I've heard for 30 years. The question is, if you wanted to avoid trouble, you shouldn't have gone over there that night. So it was your fault. It was, no, Miss Stupid over here doesn't think it was her fault, but I'm telling you it was your fault.
We can't even call him, even if we
Listen
did call
to me.
to have dinner with him the
He
next
works,
day, she would answer it.
No. Your father is not retired and he's not in a convalescent home. He has a job.
No, she works there. She answers the phone.
She answers the phone?
Yeah, she's the secretary.
She's the secretary.
Direct line.
Just a second. So you, just a second.
And I'm not a secretary.
What are you?
Do you have, let me tell you something. He doesn't love your mother anymore. Get over it. That doesn't mean he doesn't love you.
He doesn't.
That doesn't mean he doesn't love you.
That he doesn't want to see us anymore. That's basically what I want to hear.
You are so fixed and so limited that it's going to be impossible for anybody, including me, to get through to you. The only thing I can say to you, the three of you together, is if you had not gone over there, stop playing with yourself. If you had not gone over there riled up on April 25th, this whole thing would not have happened. If you had taken a deep breath, counted to 10, and said, tomorrow, if I want to talk to my father, who looks like a very nice man. You look like a nice man. If you don't think he's a nice man, that's up to you.
Nice,
don't have anything to do with him anymore. But don't go over to his house at 9 o'clock at night where he lives, belligerent, upset, and the first blow that was thrown came from her.
No,
that's what your brother said. No. That's what your brother said. That's not what she said.
He hit me first.
No, listen to me. That's not what your brother said.
The only reason he restrained my father is because my father hit me first.
I don't care if your father hit you.
Well,
I want to tell you something. If my 20-year-old daughter came over there in a belligerent way, I would have given her a good crack in the face, too. And I don't believe it because that's not what your brother said. So, I don't know, quite frankly, Mr. Mountjoy, what value it is, other than the fact that you've gotten it out of your system, it is to sue them. Can I give you monetary damages? Sure. Can I say to you, you've been vindicated that they were stupid to come over there that evening? Absolutely. On your lawsuit, each one of them is going to give you $10. And they've gotten my response to what they did. Now I'm going to deal with their mother's car. Their mother's car should never have been there, and if it was dented that night as a result of this altercation, then their mother's going to fix it. You're not going to fix it. So your counterclaim is dismissed. Go home.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Yeah, this is case number 315 on the calendar in the matter of Greenfield versus Chamberlain. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Did you ever key anybody's car?
No, not that I can remember. I was just kidding. No, never.
Why wouldn't you key somebody's car?
It's against the law. It's not a nice thing to do.
You wouldn't like somebody to do it to you.
Heck no.
All those things.
That's right.
More people here who key cars. According to your complaint, Miss Greenfield, Miss Chamberlain is the ex-girlfriend of your current boyfriend.
That is correct.
They have a child together.
Yes.
And you claim she keyed your car.
Yes.
And Miss Chamberlain said, absolutely not. She did not do anything of the sort. So when do you claim she keyed your car?
1:15 in the morning on June 11th.
Where were you?
I was at my house.
Where was your car?
In my driveway.
Where does Miss Chamberlain live in relation to where you live?
Just around the corner.
What makes you believe that Miss Chamberlain damaged your car?
I saw her do it. She left me a voicemail about 11:40 in the evening. She also left a note on my car.
I'd like to see the note that she left on your car. And I'd like to hear the voicemail as well. Did you leave a voicemail on her machine?
Not that I recall. No, ma'am.
Try. Did you leave a voicemail on her machine?
No.
Okay. Is this your handwriting?
Yes, ma'am. It is.
Where did you leave that note?
I did not recall leaving that on her car that day, but I do recall going over there, knocking on the door. She was very rude to me and shut the door.
Listen to me. I just asked where you left this note.
Well, if she says I left it on her car, then that's, I imagine
When
that's
did
where
you
she
find
found
it on your car?
As soon as I walked out there.
You mean
When
on
I saw her
the
at my
11th
car.
of June?
That is
on the
correct.
11th of June. I'd like to hear the voicemail.
Okay.
Okay, so tell me what you observed on the 11th of June.
Well, the 10th of June, which was later that evening, about 10:50, I got a hang-up phone call. 20 minutes later, 11:15, 11:20, Janelle shows up at my door asking for my boyfriend, which he was still at work. And I said, no, he's not home. And it causes conflict when her and I speak and to come back when he is home. And I shut the door. And 11:40, she leaves the voicemail message on my cell phone. And 1:15 in the morning, I see her put an egg on my car and key it.
I object to that. She did not see me there.
You'll have an opportunity to tell me. When you saw her key your car, did you go downstairs?
Yes.
When you got downstairs, was she there or was she gone?
She was running down the driveway in front of the house, running south.
Did you say anything?
Yes.
What did you say?
I told her to stay the hell away from my car.
Did she answer you?
No, she kept running.
Did you call the police?
Yes, I did.
Can I see the police report, please?
There's hers.
When did you make the police report? The next day?
No, it was on the 11th of June.
On the 11th, that day. Okay, now I'll hear you. June 11th.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
It was actually the 10th.
Mm-hmm.
That night I left for the grocery store. I cashed WIC vouchers.
What time?
I'm not sure. Whatever the police report says was on the receipt. It was late in the evening. I went to go get my baby some formula. I came back home. The police knocked on the door. I showed him my receipt. I was at the grocery store at the same time that she was accusing me of this.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
No, you weren't.
Well, it takes time to get to and from.
Let's be clear. You were not at the grocery store at the same time that she alleged she saw you in front of the house.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But I did go to the grocery store that evening, return home, show him my receipt.
Who else do you live with?
My husband, Daniel Chamberlain. He was there.
Is there any reason why you go to the grocery store at 1:45 in the morning?
Ma'am, my husband works third shift, and he goes to college half of the day, so we have very irregular hours.
Was there any reason you went to the grocery store at 1:45 in the morning?
To get formula for my baby.
Why didn't he go?
It wasn't necessary. He needed to stay at home with the children.
How many children do you have?
I have 4.
Go ahead.
That's what I did. I went to the grocery
Well,
store
at
that
what point
night
did
and
you
I came
call
back
her on
home.
the telephone and leave that message?
It's very emotional.
At what time did you call her that evening and leave that message?
That's been months ago, Your Honor.
Well, certainly it's been months ago. At what point did you call her and leave that message on her answering machine?
The only time I remember having any confrontation with her was earlier in the day.
I'm not asking you about confrontation, madam. You didn't speak to her when you called. I'm asking you at what time in the evening did you call and leave that message on her answering machine?
I cannot be sure.
So you don't remember when you made the phone call, is that what you're telling me?
Yes, ma'am.
You do, however, remember putting this note on the car, because that's what you told the police officer.
I don't recall putting that note on her car.
Well, that's what you told the policeman who interviewed you.
That is my handwriting.
You told the policeman that you put this note on her car.
That was directly after the incident, so if that's what I told him, yes, ma'am.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What the police officer found is that the bags that you showed them to explain that you were in the store, that despite the fact that it was raining very, very hard that evening, the bags were miraculously dry.
And later today,
I heard some commotion upstairs. We heard some screaming outside. My wife was screaming hysterically and my son, and I called up. I said, "What's going on?" And she said, "Pit bull attack."
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jessica Greenfield says her boyfriend's ex, Janelle Chamberlain, keyed her car in the middle of the night. Janelle says it wasn't her.
Okay, can I see your estimate to fix the damage on your car, please?
Just because I left a note on her car does not mean that I keyed it.
You have photographs of the car?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see them, please. Where on the car was the note?
On the driver's side windshield.
It was raining that night.
I know. I retrieved it as soon as she left it there.
So you went out immediately?
Yes.
Right. Because clearly the police who observed the note, this is just a copy
No,
of it.
because
The
that
police
note was left earlier in the day, not that night when it was raining.
I'm speaking.
Yes, ma'am.
Police officer observed the note. The police officer described its condition. It was, in fact, wet. And what the police officer found is that the bags that you showed them to explain that you were in the store immediately prior, so that they took the bags and looked at them, noticed that despite the fact that it was raining very, very hard that evening, the bags that you got from the store were miraculously dry, according to the police report. There are other ways of dealing with problems.
I didn't key her car.
I believe you did.
Well, you're right.
my judgment.
You have the right to believe
Absolutely right. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $700. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I believe that she's totally wrong.
Judge Judy's a good judge of character.
This woman's trying to deface me.
We've had problems from the beginning.
I believe this will be a continuing matter.
She's got issues.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Brady Taylor versus Henderson. Step forward.
Neil Brady Jr. and his girlfriend, Kiana Taylor, are suing their neighbor, dog rescuer Shauna Henderson, for damages from a dog attack. The couple says Shauna's pit bulls killed their Cocker Spaniel.
Who is Brady?
I am.
Mr. Brady, Ms. Taylor, it is your claim that the defendant's dogs, and she has pit bulls,
Correct.
got loose and attacked your dog, which was on your property.
Yeah.
Your dog was a pregnant Cocker Spaniel?
Springer Spaniel.
Springer Spaniel, and the dog was killed.
All right.
You want Ms. Henderson to compensate you for your vet bills,
Correct.
for the value of your dog, and for a certain amount of pain and suffering.
All right. Lots of companionship.
And Ms. Henderson, if I'm reading between the lines, says that while it's true that her child accidentally let the dog out,
Yes.
there is no proof that it was her dogs that killed your dog, and that the amount that you are requesting from her seemed to change periodically. I'm not really sure of what your defense is.
Okay.
But I have a couple of questions for you. You read the newspaper?
No.
Ever?
Probably twice the past year.
Well, first of all, that would be a big problem. You have children?
Yes.
How many?
2.
How old are they?
They're 2 and 3.5.
Who takes care of them while you're away?
Their father, my husband.
You live together?
Yes.
Who works?
We both do.
When you're working, who takes care of the children?
We don't work at the same time.
How many pit bulls do you have?
They're actually not pit bulls.
What are they?
They're American Bulldog mixes. This is their license paper showing that they're
You
not.
have pictures of them?
Yes.
I'd like to see them. Are they pit bull mix?
They're mixes. They're American Bulldog mixes, Your Honor.
Well, they both have a lot of pit bull in them.
They're mixes.
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
All right. So, if you read the newspaper, the reason I'm asking you this question is, I would have said to you, you appear to be an intelligent woman. I'm not certain that you're an intelligent woman. But just yesterday, a woman who had a dog, pit bull, that she raised from a puppy, for no reason, turned on her. For no reason. And chewed off half of her face. Now, that's not the first time that that's happened with this breed of dog, and I'm not condemning this breed of dog. I don't know. I've never owned this breed of dog. I'm just talking to you from a layperson's perspective. So if I were the mother of 2 children, and you know that certain breeds of dog, very large ones, especially ones with the jaw configuration of a pit bull, because once a pit bull grabs hold, because of the way their jaw is configured, I gather, and I've had a lot of pit bull cases, once they grab hold, you can't get them unhooked. Very hard to get them unhooked.
Right.
So they cause more damage than your standard fair dog if they turn on you. That be a fair statement, Miss Henderson?
Sure.
I wouldn't know why the mother of 2 babies would keep a dog that had that potential if they decided to turn. If a 2-year-old, for some reason, took a stick and poked the dog with the stick so that the dog turned on them, which a 2-year-old can do. Listen, I have little tiny dogs, and I have grandchildren. And I watch those dogs around those grandchildren because the grandchildren can go over, not in, poke them in the eye, you pull the fur. And that's the way a dog responds. Dog turns around and gives a nip. Well, there's a difference in a little dog giving your kid a nip and a dog that grabs onto your face and rips it apart.
Neil Brady Jr. and his girlfriend Kiana Taylor claim neighbor Shauna Henderson owes for the death of their Cocker Spaniel. The couple says the animal was killed by Shauna's pit bulls.
Tell me what happened with your dog.
One evening we were in the house and we heard some screaming outside. I wasn't quite sure what it was until a neighbor knocked on the door and let me know my dog was attacked.
Were you the neighbor?
Yes.
Could you step up, please? Tell me your name.
Michael Palmieri.
Mr. Palmieri, you are a neighbor of the Brady Taylor family?
Yes, I am.
Tell me what you saw on what date?
I don't remember the exact date,
You
Your
remember
Honor.
the date?
It was
September 6th.
September 6th?
Yes, it was.
Go ahead.
Absolutely. I heard some commotion upstairs. My wife was screaming hysterically and my son, and I called up. I said, "What's going on?" And she said, "Pit bull attack." And I just ran out of the door. I had only my boxers on. I had nothing else on. I have a small child. Other neighbors have small children. So I didn't know what was going on. I ran out. I saw this one dog with this clamp down on their Cocker Spaniel. I ran over, and I was just hysteric and going crazy, and I went to attack the dog. And the dog sensed that, and he let go. And there was 2 of them. One of them had him in his mouth, and the other was very close by. And then there was a third one, a little one.
The third one that's a little one, was it the same breed?
I couldn't tell. I don't think so.
Okay. I would like you to describe the 2 dogs.
Well, the one dog that had the dog in the mouth, there was something very specific about that dog. It had its name written on it, Rex. I don't know if it was spray painted. I don't know if it was dyed.
Where was it written?
Right on its side.
Is that your dog?
Yes.
Oh, good. Well, there we go. That
So-
just took care of that.
Yeah.
So after that, I got the dogs off, and I didn't know because I was trying to capture them. I didn't want the dogs to get away because this same situation happened with me about a year ago where I was taking care of a pit bull for a friend while he was away, and that dog got away and attacked a gentleman's small dog and killed it, and I got sued. And I have small children. I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. And immediately after that, I said, "You got to come get this dog because I can't have this situation." They are very, very unpredictable. And my daughter loved this dog. So, I understand this is a serious matter. And I like pit bulls. Personally, I don't know, I think they're interesting dogs, but I don't want them around me, and I don't think they're safe dogs. We tried to capture a dog, and as a matter of fact, her brother trapped one of the dogs, and animal control came and got the dog, and they tracked down, I guess they followed it. Neil followed the other dogs, and they found out where the lady lived.
It's her dog. There are very few dogs that look like a pit bull that have their name, Rex, tattooed on their side. She acknowledges that's her dog. So what's the problem, Miss Henderson?
The problem was that these dogs, I do foster placement, these dogs were rescued. So they've been through 3 temperament testings. They've been around 5-pound chihuahuas all the way up to 100-pound dogs. So not only have they, like you're disclosing about the personality of a pit bull, which I'm not discrediting.
Miss Henderson, rescue dogs usually need to be rescued because they've been abandoned by their owner. Sometimes the owner is not a nice person. Sometimes the owner says, "I can't handle this dog." Sometimes rescue dogs have been abused. That would make them even more unpredictable.
Not true.
I want you to just, listen, they're your children. You got a husband, you're supposed to take care of your children, you're supposed to protect them. I've said what I had to say. 10 million people have heard me say it to you. If, God forbid, something happens to one of your children, do you know how awful you're going to feel?
I don't live alone with the dog.
I'm just telling you, if, God forbid, something terrible happens to one of your children, you've been now warned, laid out in front of 10 million people. Do you know that you will never in your life recover? Not only won't your children recover, but you will never in your life recover. You've been put on notice by somebody who is not unintelligent that you're doing, as a mother, the wrong thing. As an animal activist, you may be doing the right thing, rescuing dogs, rescuing pit bull mixes that have been abandoned by their owner and have been through teams of 6 dog analysts. I'm telling you, as a mother, you're exposing your children to unnecessary risk and yourself to a lifetime of misery, because if, God forbid, one of these dogs turns on you, like it did turn on this lady in California yesterday, and eats off their face, you will never recover.
So should all those dogs be put to sleep then?
Listen to me. I'm not talking about all those dogs. I'm talking about you.
I understand.
I'm talking about you, who has a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old. I'm talking about somebody who's supposed to not only look good, madam, but be marginally intelligent before you have children. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $3,000. Nothing that I say is going to get through, that's all.
Bryant, parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Oh, I see we have a little show and tell here. Miss Gibson, according to your complaint, you and the defendant have 2 children together?
Yes, ma'am.
And on 2 separate occasions, the defendant, for no reason at all, went nuts, destroyed some of your property. In July, he destroyed your clothes and a bed, and then again in November, you say he damaged your car. Mr. Bryant says he did neither.
That's correct.
Is that right?
Judge. Yes.
You don't live together, is that right?
Correct.
How old are your children?
7 and 8.
When was the last time you lived together?
92, 93, up until about 2001.
From what I gather, after you stopped living together, you still had a civil relationship because he would watch the kids when you worked.
While I went to school.
Or went to school. Now, what happened on this day in July? You want to tell me about it?
Well, on July the 12th, me and him was supposed to be getting back together. The next day, he went out and I went out. So on July the 14th, about 5 that morning, he called me on my cell phone. And he asked me where was I at. And I told him...
Where was he when he called you on the cell phone?
He had just left the club. And I guess he had came over to my apartment, but I wasn't there. Well, by the time I got home, his car was out there. And when I got upstairs, I saw where he had kicked my door in, but I thought by that time he had calmed down, because on the phone he was telling me, you need to get here and whatever.
Was he in your apartment when you got home?
Yes, ma'am, he was.
Is that right, sir?
No, it's not, ma'am. I haven't been in her apartment. I was not in her apartment in July at all. The only time I've been in that apartment was when the kids started school, which was in late August, early September. And I would go over there and drop the kids off until she got out of school.
Go ahead.
He asked me where I had been, and he said he know I had been with the guy that I had been seeing. And so, you know, he was just talking, and he ripped my clothes off that I had on at that time or whatever. And he was just saying, you know, women, that's why a lot of women like you are in the grave for doing this. He said, I hurt him. He said that rather than killing me or doing something bad to me, that he would take it out on my clothes. So he went to the back and started tearing up my clothes. And
let me see what he did.
He took scissors and cut up my clothes.
What else did he do?
And I have pictures here and evidence where he ripped my bed up, the poles off my bed.
Okay. And he eventually left?
He was still tearing up my stuff. At the time, one of my friends was living with me, and she came home, and she calmed him down, and eventually he left.
You didn't report this to the police, did you?
No, ma'am. I didn't report it to the police because my phone, I don't have a phone now.
Don't give me an excuse. You didn't, is the reason. You didn't.
Right, I didn't.
There came a time in November when you say you had another incident with Mr. Bryant. You want to tell me about the other incident?
Well, prior to that, before that, I put him on child support, and he's upset about that situation. Well, November the 6th, I go to school. It was a Wednesday, and that night I go to school from 6 to 9:50. Well, I called him when I got out of class and told him I was on my way to have the kids ready. Because
so he was babysitting for you?
Yes, ma'am.
So I assume you had patched up whatever differences that you had so that you were still now on speaking terms again after the July incident. Is that right?
Because he started paying me for this. He paid me like $200.
Oh, he did?
Where are the...
Shh. What do you mean he paid you $200?
He gave me $200, but...
To cover your clothes?
Well, no, he was supposed to keep on paying me.
Was that supposed to be for The clothes that he destroyed.
Right.
Okay.
So I called him when I got out of class and told him that, you know, I was out of class to have the kids ready. So when I got there, they weren't ready. So I went in and I asked him, you know, where are the kids? He said they're back there in their room. So he said he needed to talk to me. So I entered his bedroom and we started talking, and he asked me why was I putting him on child support. And I told him it's nothing to talk about, you know, because it's already taken care of.
Who was supporting you at that time?
He was giving me $100 every 2 weeks. My 2 kids attend tutoring.
$100 every 2 weeks doesn't make it. Were you working?
Yes, I work.
What kind of work were you doing?
I'm a secretary, one at Department of Education, Special Education.
So you were working and going to school?
Yes, ma'am.
You working full time?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Go ahead.
Well, he was saying that why am I putting him on child support or whatever, and started talking about some other issues about my personal life and whatever. And then he started teasing me about I had a fight with this girl, and he said he beat me up, and I told him, you don't know what went on because you wasn't there. And so, you know, he was like, yeah, you got yourself whooped or whatever. And I made a statement that made him upset. I said, well, we'll see what you going to do when they start taking out for child support. And that's when he really went crazy on me and pushed me out of his house and jumped on me or whatever. Then when I got at the door, I called him out of his name, and it really upset him, so he came out the door and pushed me onto my car. And I got in the car, and I was so nervous and upset till I accidentally put the car in the wrong gear, and it hit his car. And he came out trying to put my kids in the car, but I was afraid that he was going to jump on me again, so I locked the doors. And at that time, as you see, I got a picture where he, my little rearview mirror.
You pulled the rearview mirror off.
He hit it.
Where were your children?
He had woke them up, and they were outside.
They were outside seeing all this?
Tell them where they were.
They saw the end part of it.
Tell them where they were.
Where were they? Where were they, sir?
Right beside me when she tried to run me over with the car, and all of us had to run out the way.
So you did have an argument with her at that?
Yes, we did have an argument.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He's still sleeping with me.
If you know he's got somebody new, he's got a new child, and you allow yourself to be suckered in,
right?
That's your fault.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Crystal Gibson says the father of her children, Marvin Bryant, cut up her clothes and vandalized her car. Marvin says Crystal is making up a story.
I want to know something, sir. I read your answer very carefully. You claim that you got an order of protection, a protective order against her 2 weeks ago. Tell me about that.
Well, we did get into an argument. It was not about child support. Child support has been pending since August, July, and why would I wait till November to say something about it? It was not about child support. The argument was about, my kids told me about a lot of activity that's going on at her house, and I told her.
Okay. Now, when you say you got an order of protection, was that after a trial? Did you have a hearing?
Yes, we did.
You did have a trial?
Yes, we went to court for the order of protection.
You have a copy of that
order
of protection? I'd like to see it, please. All right. So that both of you were present before the circuit court judge, and the court excluded you from his place of business, the court excluded you from his residence. That order of protection is good for 1 year.
Yes, ma'am, he did.
You didn't tell me you did anything wrong.
I didn't do anything.
Well, then how come you think that the judge gave him an order of protection?
Because I was nervous when we went to court and didn't understand what she was saying. She asked me, did I read the petition? I said, yes, ma'am, I did. She asked me, did I agree? I said, yes, ma'am, I did. But I was nervous and didn't understand at that point in time.
I see. Well, then I can't hear your complaints about anything that happened in November, madam. And I don't understand what you're talking about in this stuff in July. I don't think you would have been here but for the fact that he got this protective order against you. That's what I think. Tell me about the damage that was done, sir, to her bed.
I don't know anything about the bed. I was not in her house to do any damage to her bed. She's been obsessed with me ever since I found a new girlfriend. I have a child by my new girlfriend, and she's been harassing us ever since we've been involved. She'd come to her house, try to bust her windows, try to kick her door down. I opened the door, she hit me with a cell phone maybe 15 to 20 times. I wouldn't do anything. We called the police to her house, but she was gone by that time, so they didn't do anything. I didn't pursue that. Then on the issue of the night about the order of protection, when she ran my car, she did not accidentally put the car in drive. Drive is 3 gears down, reverse is 1 gear down.
Right.
So she ran my car. I went out to look at my car. As I was walking off, she hit me with her car.
What kind of damage did you have done to your car?
She didn't do much damage to my car. My car has a iron, like metal bumper, so it didn't do much to my car. And if it did, I wouldn't be trying to sue her for it because we have kids together. I don't want to take anything from my kids.
How much child support are you paying now, sir?
Well, they haven't set the court hasn't set an establishment yet. As she was stating, I was paying $200 a month, but when...
Okay, what kind of work do you do?
I'm a computer network control operator.
How much do you earn?
30 grand a year.
You two folks have 2 children together.
Yes, ma'am.
And you've never been married. I assume that's because you weren't big on commitment, but having 2 children is a commitment. And then you move right along, Mr. Bryant, and have a new girlfriend and a new child.
Exactly.
That he's not sure about, but he go out and get an attorney because...
No. What I'm saying to you is, it's time to start thinking like a grown-up.
Exactly.
If you have children, usually people get married and they
Right.
decide to have a family, and then they have 1 child, and they see how they can manage that, and then they have another child if they want to. You don't test out the waters by having a baby. What you usually do is you try to see if your relationship works,
Exactly.
so that you don't send kids all over the place. They spend some time with you, some time with their mother. Kids have seen a lot of violence based upon what you both tell me, which is not a good thing for children. In any event, Ms. Gibson, you're not entitled to any money. Period. I don't believe that you put your car in drive by accident, and neither did the judge who heard the case involving the application for his protective order against you. Have you been bothering him and his new girlfriend?
In the past?
That's it. No, not right now. Right now you're here. In the past, of course in the past. Why? Why?
Because he's still sleeping with me.
That's your fault.
True.
If you know he's got somebody new, and he's got a new child, and you allow yourself to be suckered in,
right?
That's your fault. He's a man. You're supposed to think more of yourself. You're supposed to say, I'm not going to let him use me, right?
That's what I come to say, and that's why he's harassing me now.
He's not harassing you now. No. And don't do it after today either. You living with your new girlfriend?
No, I'm not.
So what do you do? Just have girlfriends, have babies, and live by yourself?
No, that's not it.
What do you, well, clearly.
Well, I'm not living with her right now because we're just, I mean, I lived with her for a while and that didn't work out. I don't want to make the same mistake with this one.
That's why you don't have a child until you make up your mind.
Well, exactly, I understand that.
Exactly, I understand.
Things happen. I mean,
Listen,
it's not like I sit out and plan.
You grow up, everybody. I
Judge.
want you to be prepared to dig deeper in your pockets by the time your support case reaches the court.
I understand that.
Because under the federal guidelines, you're going to give her 33 1/3% of your salary. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
So I want you to start kissing goodbye $300 every 2 weeks. And in order for you to get used to that, I would suggest you start to do it now, so it doesn't come as a big shock to you.
Well,
do you understand?
When I was giving her the money, she all of a sudden said, when she filed a child support claim, she said, I don't want it, don't give me anything, because she's trying to make them think that I'm not doing anything when the kids
So
are
you
at my
do
house
it.
and
Listen,
I'm doing everything for them right now.
Mr. Bryant, do you have a lawyer?
Yes, I do.
If you have a lawyer, I'm certain that your lawyer is going to tell the court that what you really do is you have a shared custody situation. If, in fact, you have a shared custody situation where each of you have the children 50% of the time, there may be no order of support.
That's what.
Maybe there's no order of support, but I would get myself in the thinking mode of a third.
Because he go to school Monday and Tuesday, so.
Goodbye, be well, have a happy life, take your clothes.
Parties are excused, you may step out.
She probably tore them up herself.
Why would I cut up $2,000 worth of clothes?
She's jealous of me and my girlfriend right now.
I don't care what he do. He's in my business now.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Brown versus Knox. Step forward, please.
College professor Daniel Brown is suing his former student, 22-year-old Rebecca Knox, for a class trip to Europe.
Do you have a PhD?
No, ma'am.
So you are Mr. Brown?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Brown, you are a professor?
Yes.
At the college level?
Yes, ma'am.
And the defendant was a student of yours?
Correct.
According to you, you made a loan to her in order to enable her to accompany you last year, along with some other students, on a trip to Europe.
Yes.
And she has not paid you back.
Correct.
Ms. Knox acknowledges that you gave her the money for the trip. She said there was never any agreement to pay you back, and it was a gift.
Totally untrue.
Just a minute. Is that your defense? Correct. No. You acknowledge that he gave you this money?
Correct.
When did he give it to you?
I believe it was in February of 2002.
I want you to tell me the circumstances surrounding him giving you this money.
As he had said, he takes a group of students each semester across the seas to different locations in Europe.
Okay, how many students does he take?
It depends on how many are actually interested in going.
How many were interested going on the trip that you went on?
We had 5 girls and 1 boy, so there were 6 of us.
Okay, so tell me what happened in February.
I had actually expressed interest in going. The trip was...
What do you mean you expressed interest? What does that mean?
The trip was to Ireland, England, and Scotland, and I've always wanted to travel. I'm a history major, and England is actually my basis of what my emphasis is going to be. And so I went to his office, and I just asked for a little bit more information about the trip, and I got brochures and the cost and the itinerary. And I took the information home. I looked over it, looked at the money. It was a little bit out of my reach. I didn't have the money saved up quite yet.
How much was the money?
$2,500.
Go ahead.
And
you say you didn't have it saved up yet. Were you saving for it?
I knew he took people on trips, so I had saved up just a little bit of money.
How much did you save?
It was about $300. I didn't know the full cost.
How long was this trip?
It was originally supposed to be for 17 days, and then it got shortened to 11 days.
Okay, well, you didn't think the $300 was going to take you for 11 days?
No, not at all.
Good. So you got the brochures, you looked at it, and you saw that that you didn't have enough money.
Right. So I went to my bank to see if I could actually apply for a loan, and they said that they probably wouldn't be able to give me a loan. And so I went back and talked to Miss Brown about it, and he had...
Well, what do you mean you went back and talked to him about it?
I just talked to him about the trip and said that it was...
You went to his office?
Correct.
So you went to his office, and you said what to him?
And I told him that I'd look into other ways of financing it as to loans and things like that, and he had mentioned that he might be able to give me the money. And I was, oh, okay, well, that was nice. Thank you. And the next day at class, he handed me a check for $2,500.
And what did you say?
I said, thank you.
Good. Now I'll hear your version of the story, Mr. Brown.
Your Honor, a great deal of what she says is true. The one emphatic word I would leave out would be give. I made it very clear to Ms. Knox it would be a loan. And
tell me what she said to you when she came to your office.
She said she'd like to go. And that she did not. She said she was investigating perhaps going to a bank, perhaps to get a loan. And I happen to know a colleague who also had Miss Knox in class, and I had been made aware there had been a bit of a tragedy in the home. And
in her home?
Well, my understanding is her sister had been killed in an accident. So, kind of, tugged the heartstrings. And so I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. Start making payments once you get back. And I'll forward you the money, because I knew she wanted to go to England, and she was very interested, and she'd been a good student. So I said, I'll help invest. In the only regard is I need to get the payments within a certain amount of time when you come back. I have children that are in school, and I pay tuition. And she agreed. And, Your Honor, if I could, I have the check, February 9th, and on the memo it says personal loan, L-O-A-N.
Mr. Brown? It's a very easy case. I believe you. I don't believe you. Period. End of discussion. I don't see any reason why this man who took 5 people and you on a tour would say to you, I'm going to give you the money. I don't see it. Do you?
I guess not.
I guess not either. So if it doesn't sound right, if it doesn't have the ring of truth to it, it's usually not the truth. How much did you give her, which was a loan, sir?
$2,500.
Out of Baker versus Baker, parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mrs. Baker, the defendant is your former husband, and I gather from your complaint that despite the fact that you are divorced, you still maintain a relationship. Is that correct? Well, you did at the time of this incident. Is that right?
Yes.
You allege that Mr. Baker assaulted you. You want him to pay for the medical expenses as well as lost wages and pain and suffering as a result of that assault. Mr. Baker says the truth of the matter is that you assaulted him, and despite the fact that he did not sustain any physical injury that required treatment, he was in fact arrested, as you were, and he wants you to pay for all of his out-of-pocket expenses, including his attorney's fees. That is his counterclaim. So I'd like you to tell me, Mrs. Baker, your version of the events of the 15th of September.
Okay, September 15th was a Sunday. We were home watching football. My oldest daughter, had come into town from her boot camp. And
How old is she?
She is 19. There's animosity between my daughter and Mr. Baker from a previous assault that he assaulted her. Anyway, we were bringing up the fact that I wanted Shauna to come over and visit, and he didn't want her in the house. She came over to make peace.
She had actually come to the house?
Yes, and I said to him, my daughter wants to make peace with you. Would that be okay? And he got very upset and said, no, you were supposed to give me 24 hours notice if she's going to be around, and she needs to leave.
And so she left?
Yeah, so she left.
Okay.
So we continued with the football. I apologized to him. I was trying for him not to be mad. I always have to make sure he doesn't stay mad. And he started calling her just horrible names, and I begged him to stop. I actually was on my knees in front of the couch pleading with him, please stop saying all those horrible things about her. I slapped him on his face, and I realized that I shouldn't have done that because now I'm going to get in big trouble. And he did come up. He got me into a chokehold. At one point, I was actually sitting on the ground. He had me in a neck hold. He had his fist right over top of me, and he said, do you want me to finish this right now? And I stopped talking because up until then I was calling him a coward and that he only bullies girls and he bullies my daughter and bullies women, but he never bullies any men. So anyway, he pushed me back down. My face went down, and I never saw it coming. I never got a chance. And he kicked me in the face and just threw me back. Blood just started gushing out. I leaned over the coffee table. I vomited blood. And I asked him, do you want to call the police or do you want me to call the police? And he ran and hid.
What kind of injuries did you sustain?
They took me to the hospital. I have a broken nose. The broken nose, a concussion.
You have a hospital report?
Yes.
Now, can I see the police report, please?
It's a two-part police report.
Can I have his as well so that I can make sure I have all the reports?
Because it was a domestic violence, they had Jane Doe and John Doe.
Had you been drinking?
Yes, we both had been.
You both been drinking vodka and orange juice?
Yes.
Was that the drink of choice? How much had you been drinking that day, both of you?
I was drinking my fourth cocktail in about probably 4 hours.
And you?
Probably about the same.
Think that contributed to getting the situation getting out of hand?
I don't know. He drinks an awful lot, a lot more than I do.
Did you tell the police that after you slapped him in the face with your open hand and there was an altercation where he was pushing you down on the couch that you were trying to hit him in the testicles and stomach?
That's when
Did you tell that to the police?
Yes.
And that was before he kicked you?
Yes.
All right, let me hear your version of these events, sir.
It happened pretty much along the same lines she says, but without a few details. I was sitting on the couch, we were both sitting on the couch watching a football game, and we were cheering for the same team, having a good time, and we had argued previously on the previous day about her daughter, and I have a problem with her daughter, and she has a problem with me. And because of our history, it's just not a good idea to have her in our house while I'm there. And all I asked for was a reasonable time of notice so that I could leave, and she can spend as much time as she wants to with her daughter. She did not go along with it on that night because her daughter's getting out of boot camp, and she's here visiting, and I said, fine, but I don't want to be here. So she wants me to make up with her daughter. I don't want to make up with her daughter. She made a false statement against me and told the police that I assaulted her 6 months ago, when in fact it was her and my wife that got into the fight. I don't want her in my house.
Gotcha.
Period.
Okay, so what happened after your wife slapped you?
She didn't slap me, Your Honor. She punched me in the jaw. She punched me there. She punched me a second time in the shoulder. She grabbed my back. Then she grabbed my wrist. She threw me to the floor. I got a rug burn on this knee. Then as I was attempting to stand up, she grabbed me again. I have photos of that also, of everything, of my injuries. Also the medical report on the back. All of these things happened before her nose was injured.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Here, you said, so I lightly slapped his mouth to try to stop him. That sounded to me like he went like this. Oh, no, don't say those things about Shauna. Well, what you really did was haul off and slug him.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Deborah Baker claims she had a knockdown, drag-out brawl with her estranged husband, Bill Baker. Deborah says that's when Bill kicked her in the face.
Mr. Baker, your wife doesn't have a lawsuit, at least a viable one, because she started it. She hit you first.
She hit all of them.
Well, she hit you first, she's hit you second, she tried to kick you, she tried to hit you in your stomach, she tried to hit you in your testicles. She acknowledged that to the police. She had had a little bit to drink. The fact that she ended up with a broken nose, that's unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. When you start a fight, sometimes you get the worst of it. You understand that, Mrs. Baker? You started the fight.
I slapped his mouth.
I don't care whether you slapped his mouth. You.
Okay.
I mean, even here, even in your complaint that you filed here, what you did was minimize what you actually did. I assumed that because you knew that I would be looking at the police reports, you came clean. But here you said, so I lightly slapped his mouth to try to stop him from saying the horrible things. That sounded to me like he went like this. Oh, no, don't say those things about Shauna. Well, what you really did was haul off and slug him.
No, I did not punch him.
I
did not punch him.
Whether you slugged him with an open hand or a fist, that doesn't make any difference. You hit him first. He's going to tell me that he didn't mean to kick you, that you were struggling and, you know, you're trying to bite him on the toes, I think is what he says here, and that his foot extended and he kicked you in the face. But even if he kicked you in the face, after you slapped him, you can't complain because you got the worst of the fight. That's what happens. You put your hands on somebody first, you get the worst of the fight. You don't come to court and say, now you got to compensate me. You don't waste my time with that. The only question is, you have no lawsuit. The only question is whether he does or not. Because you started this fight, you were furious, and you weren't about to let it go, and you told the police, amongst other things, that you weren't begging him to be nice to Shauna, which is what you tell me in your complaint. You were calling him all kinds of names. You called him a wimp, you called him all kinds of other names before you got kicked.
Yes. Well, and I don't think that gives him the right to kick me when my face is down.
I want to tell you something. Where was his face when you slapped him?
He was sitting on the couch.
Well, you make a difference whether your face is down or whether you're sitting on the couch?
He was looking straight at me. He was calling me by
Miss Baker, let me tell you something. You don't get any special compensation here because you're a woman and you got the worst of a fight. You started it. You put your hands on him first. You don't get rewarded for that. Case over. Now, you have a counterclaim. You have a counterclaim because you want Mrs. Baker to compensate you for what you spent as a result of being arrested that day. Let me see. Because that sounds viable to me. I don't know why you were arrested. I have no idea why you were arrested. Well, I know why you were arrested. You were arrested because she looked worse than you did. What happened with these cases? They were both dismissed?
Yes.
Yes.
Both decided not to follow through with them. Is that right?
It wasn't our choice. It was the attorneys, city attorneys.
Maybe he's afraid of city attorney's political future. I am not. I don't like domestic violence in whatever form it takes. But that doesn't mean that only women can be the victims of domestic violence. Men can be the victims of domestic violence as well. And unfortunately, this is a case where he was the victim of domestic violence. He was defending himself from you. You were out of control. You were out of control according to what you told the police. According to what you told the police, first you hit him. Then you try to hit him in the testicles. You try to hit him in the stomach. And after that, he kicked you.
That was to get him to get me out of the headlock. He had me in the headlock.
After that,
I was grabbing.
He hit you. He kicked you and hurt you. That's what happened. And then he was arrested. His injuries look as bad as yours. He's got scratches all over him. He's got black and blue marks all over him.
Yeah, he had
and he was arrested.
The
reason he was arrested is because the police are very, very sensitive about domestic violence. When in doubt, arrest everybody. You know, and I can't fault them for that, because there have been lawsuits involving the police and domestic violence. So they say, listen, when in doubt, let the city attorney decide or the county attorney decide what they're going to do, which is what they did in this case. And the county attorney wimped out. I won't.
Yeah.
I'm awarding Mr. Baker $1,500 on his counterclaim. Your claim is dismissed. That's all.
He's excused. You may step out.
He's attacked her. He kicked her in the head while she was on the floor as well.
I just want to get on with my life and and move forward.
It was a cowardly chicken thing to do, and I'm just really glad that I'm out of it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hollis versus Kirkland. Step forward, please.
Inventory control clerk Lori Hollis is suing her former live-in boyfriend, salesman Alex Kirkland, for unpaid rent and bills. Alex says this is revenge for their breakup.
Ms. Hollis, according to your complaint, a couple of years ago, the defendant lived with you. I assume you were in some sort of a relationship when he came to live with you. You say that he owes you money for rent and other bills. Mr. Kirkland says he doesn't owe you a thing, that you never had an agreement with regard to rent, and when he was working, he gave you money. Is that right, sir?
That's correct.
Okay. When did you move in together, or he moved in with you?
June 10th, 2001.
And how long did you know him before he moved in with you?
From October 1999 for a little over a year and a half.
Why did he move in with you?
He had gotten into a situation where he needed a place to live. And
I don't know what that means.
He had broken up with his girlfriend at the time, and he needed a place to live. He was moving out of his place. And so I offered to let him stay with me.
So he wasn't your boyfriend at the time?
No.
He was just a friend?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
And we had an agreement that he was supposed to pay me $450 a month plus, half of the living expenses, utilities. And about 10 days, I think it was like the 25th of June, he had lost his job. And he lost his job under circumstances which prevented him from being able to collect unemployment. I was a friend of his, and I had faith that he would get a job soon and, and be able to adhere to our agreement. But he stayed unemployed all the way through March 2002.
That's your problem. That's your problem.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Soon after he did get a job, he picked up and left.
He's consistent.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lori Hollis says ex-boyfriend Alex Kirkland owes for rent and bills. Alex says Lori is a vengeful woman.
Let me tell you what you just told me. You just told me that he broke up with his girlfriend and he had to move out of her apartment, right? Mm-hmm. I assume it was her apartment because she wasn't leaving. He was being forced out. Is that right? That's why he came to live with you.
Well, I don't know the circumstances of their relationship. So
well, certainly he needed the place to live. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Then, as soon as he got to your house, he lost his job. And when you say he lost a job under circumstances under which he could not collect unemployment, which means he didn't leave voluntarily. He left because he got caught doing something wrong. Well, if you get caught doing something wrong, then maybe you can't collect unemployment, because if you get fired, and if you've had a work history, then you can collect unemployment. So now you have faith in him that he's going to get a job, but he doesn't get a job. So you can, if he's just your friend, you say to him, toodaloo. Well, but you decided not to. So why are you here a year and a half later looking for rent?
Well, all the time that he was staying with me, well, in September of 2001, he decided, he instigated a conversation with me to take our relationship further, because we had been friends for a real long time. We cared about each other, and I loved him. So
that's why you let him stay.
I let him stay.
That's why you let him stay.
And he continually told me that, don't worry, you'll get a job and he'll pay me what he owes me, and so on. But soon after he did get a job, he picked up and left. And
he's consistent. He's consistent. So what are you complaining about?
Well, the fact that
you cared for him. He evidently was not committed.
I do have a signed rental agreement by him, though.
Let me see it. When did you have him sign a rental agreement?
Well, I tried to get him to sign it soon after he had moved in. He kind of avoided it for a little while, and he ended up signing it because it was the truth, and that he was going to use it as so in a child support hearing to prevent his child support from being raised.
Were you involved in the child support dispute, sir?
Yes.
Is that why you signed this agreement?
That is why I signed that agreement.
So, according to this, you owe her for a year's rent.
According to that.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
And?
I didn't really remember signing that agreement. And once she brings it, now that she brings it up, the reason that I signed it was to take into court to show that I was living at a place and everything was on the up and up, and for them not to raise the child support, which they did anyway. It had really nothing to do with rent. She agreed to help me knowing the situation that I was in. I did pay her. I signed my complete checks over to her once I started working, and I didn't move out right after I got a job.
When you say you signed your complete checks over to her, how often did he do that? How many times did he sign his complete checks over to you?
He did the first check he got in April. He did because we were kind of in the rears at rent at the time.
So how much was that?
I don't know how much.
How much was that? Do you
I
remember?
believe it was around $500 from what I had left from the child support.
Mm-hmm.
And he moved out in July 15th.
Mr. Kirkland, what you're suggesting is that you took this piece of paper. You were sworn to tell the truth.
That's correct.
And the judge asked you what your expenses were?
Yes, he did. I told him that I wasn't working, and those are expenses that were against me.
You gave this to the judge when you were under oath and said, these are my expenses.
Yes.
My rent is $450 a month.
That's correct.
I need this for transportation. I need this for clothing. Is that right?
That's correct.
So now you're coming into this court, and you're telling me in this court that this was merely meant to fool the judge in the child support proceeding.
Well, that's not correct.
Of course that's correct. That you furnished this document to the judge in the child support hearing in the hopes that they would not raise your child support, but that this agreement was false.
This is case number 278 on the calendar in the matter of Siebers versus Sazetsky. You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats.
Ms. Siebers, the defendant was a former boyfriend of yours,
Yes,
is that right?
yes.
It is your claim that he assaulted you and then damaged your car. This was after you had already broken up with each other.
Yes.
The defendant says that you caused him to get severely beaten by your current boyfriend, and that while he did, in frustration, throw a rock at your car, causing a small dent, he didn't do the kind of damage to your car that you were also alleging, right?
That's correct.
When did you stop seeing each other?
I moved out of the apartment that we were sharing in the 5th of December of 2001.
And when did this altercation take place that resulted in you being injured?
Monday, June 10th of 2002.
And when was the last time you had contact with each other, prior to June?
I would say in March.
So between March and June, you had no contact at all?
We have mutual friends, so we've seen each other, but we really hadn't hung out or talked very much since then.
Is that right, sir?
No, there wasn't no contact since March.
For a long time? So
Yeah.
she had a new boyfriend, you had a new girlfriend?
Yeah, pretty much.
I have not had a boyfriend since him. So whoever, the people that did assault him, it was not my boyfriend. They were friends.
Friends of yours?
Yes, and friends of his up until that incident.
Well, why don't you tell me your version of the incident of June 10th?
Okay, it started off, myself, my witness, Laura Klingsick, Joe, Mike, and Robbie were all friends. We're at Mike's house, just talking, hanging out. It was probably approximately 9 o'clock at night. Anthony and a few of his friends were walking down the street on the opposite side of the house that we were at.
Do you live on that block, sir?
No, I was currently at a friend's house. He was having a get-together for his birthday, and I'd walk down there. And I'd park my car on the other side of the street.
Okay, go ahead.
JoJo had heard things that Anthony had allegedly said, and I guess had made them both mad at each other. When he came walking down the street with his friends, JoJo approached the end of the driveway. Tony walked across the street. Some words were said, and they began to fight.
Did you cross over from one side of the street to the other,
I
sir?
met the fellow in the middle of the street.
In the middle of the street?
Yeah, he came after me, and it wasn't by the driveway. It was kind of catty-cornered.
Why did you go into the middle of the street?
He was arguing and yelling with me, and before me and him were friends, and I was trying to see what he was, coming across at, and then that's when he lunged forward and attacked me.
Okay, go ahead.
They began fighting, and I was going to try to break it up, and my witness told me, stay out of it, let Mike handle it, it's in front of his house. So I stepped back. I did let Mike go up and handle it. He broke it up, told both of them to, leave. At that point in time, I saw that Mike and Tony began to fight. And
Mike and Tony?
Yes.
So the person that went over to try to break up the fight
Yes.
started to fight with the defendant?
Because Anthony would not leave.
What did he say, I'm not leaving?
He just stood there. He wouldn't leave.
So what did Mike do?
I did not see who hit who first.
Oh, okay, so you didn't see.
Mm-mm.
Go ahead.
But I did see them fighting. I went down there. I was screaming for them to stop. They were fighting very aggressively. Anthony got brought to the ground, and I saw that he was very badly hurt. He was bleeding.
Where was the other fellow who had originally confronted the
He was
defendant?
standing back. It was just Mike and Anthony fighting at that point in time.
So what happened next? You went over and started to scream.
I just screamed for them to stop. At that point in time, Mike did walk away. Anthony was on the ground. I went to help Anthony up. I saw Mike come back towards him. He kicked him, and at that point in time...
Who kicked who?
Mike kicked Anthony while he was on the ground.
Yes.
At that point in time, Mike walked away. I did grab Anthony's arms to help him up, getting blood head to toe on myself. When he did get almost up to his feet, he pushed me away and told me to get off of him, using some obscenities. At that point in time, he began to walk down towards his car. Myself and his friends that were walking with him walked to his car also. At that point in time, he was in his car. I leaned in to see if he was okay, and he sped off with me halfway, still hanging in the car. His two friends that were with him asked me if I could take them home, and I said yes. So I grabbed my witness, Laura, and we got into the car. They said, can we stop by his house to see if he was okay? And I said, yeah, sure. So I stopped by there. I let them out. They went inside. I waited outside. I was parked in the street in front of his house. I began to get a little scared. When they went in, I saw Anthony busting out his bedroom window with his fists, and it came crashing down onto the ground. At that point in time, Anthony did come out with two objects in his hands, and he began to throw them at me. I ducked, and I do have pictures here of where I was standing in reference to where the knife hit. It slashed the car, and the other knife landed directly behind me, so if I would not have ducked, it would have hit me in my face.
Where were you assaulted? I haven't heard anything about your assault yet.
I was assaulted when I helped him up off the ground. He pushed me away, and when I was hanging in his car, he took off without, letting
How were you
me
assaulted? I didn't hear anything about you being injured.
Well, I was...
what?
I was not injured physically, but mentally. The knife...
Well, forget mental. Forget mental. I'm not dealing with your mental injury. I don't believe you were assaulted at all. I believe you got involved in a very hot situation.
Well, I don't believe that the hot situation should have led to knives being thrown at my face.
That's not what we're
damage to my
talking
car.
about, madam. We're talking about assault on you. And if you went to help him up, and he's already been beaten by one person, he's down on the ground, another person who went over there to help him comes back and kicks him. You, according to you, go over to help him up, and he is covered with blood and, according to you, severely injured, and he pushed you away, and you're not hurt, you're not injured. Why would you sue him for assault?
Well, I believe...
You're in the heat of a moment. You went and followed him to the car. He gets into the car. He's all bloody. According to you, you're really worried about him. He doesn't want to stop and talk to you. He wants to have nothing to do with you. You're touching his car.
The fight was not because of me. I did not
Who
start
knows
the
whether
fight.
it was because of you or not? All I know is you weren't hurt, because if you were hurt, you wouldn't have gotten in your car, driven over to his house. You would have gotten in your car and driven to a hospital.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I don't understand why you went to his house.
Taking his friends home, they asked me
Just
to
a
stop.
second. Let somebody else take his friends home. Madam, why would you go to his house? Don't understand that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Emily Seaver says ex-boyfriend Anthony Shizeski threw two knives at her in a fit of rage. Anthony says he only threw a rock.
Okay. Your turn.
What?
You
Your
pled
Honor,
guilty.
I pled guilty.
To what?
To throwing a rock at her car.
And you did throw a rock at her car.
I did throw a rock
When?
at her car out of frustration. At the time, she did pull up to my house. She was blocking my driveway, would not let me leave. I needed to go to the hospital. I repeatedly told her, please let me leave. I need to get out of here. She refused to. My brother asked her to leave. My mother asked her to leave. The two guys that she supposedly brought over asked her, you need to move out of the way. She's blocking my driveway. So at that point, I began walking to another friend's house so I could go and have medical treatment. I got pictures showing how badly beat I was. This is 2 weeks after
I'd like to see
the
it, please.
incident. Those pictures there show what happened. That was 2 weeks after.
No question. She says you were very badly injured. What was the fight about?
I'm not really 100% sure.
Well, let me try to bring you back a second. You're crossing the street in order to get to Jojo. Is that his name?
Yes,
Joe.
that's his
And
name.
Joe was crossing the street. Whatever. You get together. Joe starts to say something, and you end up in a brawl. What did Joe say to you?
He was accusing me, I think, of messing around with one of his ex-girlfriends or whatnot, and at that time I was already involved in another relationship.
So that argument had absolutely nothing to do with the plaintiff.
Nothing.
Now, what happened when Mike came outside?
Me and JoJo had got up off the ground. Mike approached me, said, I don't want fighting in front of my house. My child's here. No fighting. I said, yes, I understand. At that time, her witness...
Just that kind of calm, right?
Well, not really that
No.
kind of calm.
Okay.
I mean, there was a little bit of frustration going on. But at that time, her witness had grabbed Mike's child and carried her into the house. And I kind of noticed that. And when I noticed that, that's exactly when Mike turned around and punched me. I fell to the ground. He punched me again. I was trying to get up, and that's when he kicked me. Finally, you know, there was a break to where I could get up, and I went to my car, and I went immediately home. I was bleeding badly, really badly, so I wanted to go home, let my mom know what was going on, go to the hospital. That time she shows up, will not leave. I'm asking her nicely, please leave. Finally,
Well,
you
what
know,
was
she's
she
not-
saying to you?
I couldn't really make out what she was saying. I mean, at that time, I mean, I was so badly kicked and punched. I mean, my face was swollen. I couldn't even make out objects to really see. I mean, I just know she was there. I asked her to leave. There was no reason for her to be there.
Well, when you said to her, "I'm asking you to leave," you didn't say, "Would you please leave?"
No,
So
I
you-
didn't say, no, I didn't say it like
Yeah, I
that.
mean-
I was being...
Well, you said, "Get out of here," you cursed, whatever else.
Yes, Your Honor.
And she did not leave.
No, she denied to. She said, no, she's not leaving. She's staying there. You know
No,
what I
that
mean?
doesn't sound right. Doesn't sound like she would say, "I'm not leaving, I'm just staying here."
Well, I mean, I don't know
Go
if
ahead,
that's...
what?
Okay, I have a witness that can justify that the only time he asked us to leave was after he threw the knives at me, and the only reason why I would not leave after he threw the knives was because I had already called the police.
I don't understand why you went to his house.
Madam. Taking his friends home, they asked me
Just
to
a
stop.
second. Let somebody else take his friends home. I don't understand why you, who just told me you were assaulted twice, once when he knocked you over, when he pushed you away, once when he sped off and you were hanging onto the car, why in the world didn't you just mind your own business? Why would you go to his house? Don't understand that.
Well, I was sitting out in the street. I didn't believe that.
Why
anything
would you
happened.
go to his house?
To drop off his friends to make sure that they
Why
were
would
okay.
you get involved? Who does he live with?
He lives with his mom.
Okay. His mother can take care of him. She took care of him from the time he was born. What did you go to his house for?
I also wanted to make sure he was okay. I was waiting for his friends
Call
to come
his
out.
house.
He did not have a phone.
His mother doesn't have a phone?
Mm-mm.
I don't believe that. I believe that's a lot of who shot John.
I mean, she had a cell phone, but I did not know the number.
Listen carefully to me. You take the friends home and drop them off because you say, I don't want to be involved with him. He's a lunatic. He assaulted me twice. Why would I go and sit in front of his driveway?
It was a spur of the moment thinking it was
Spur of the moment.
it
I'm a
was a
spur of the
stupid-
moment girl. Listen, let me see the car and let me see the estimate. He already told me he pled guilty to damaging your car. Over that, I have very, very little latitude, sir. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand.
Okay.
Also, Your Honor, there was 2 knives found right next to the car. One of them was broken, and it is in the police report.
How did this moonroof get broken?
The knife, the velocity of the knife that it was thrown at.
How much did the insurance company pay? This is a relatively new car.
My deductible is $500.
Good, so that's what it cost you. Minimally, you at least put yourself into harm's way. I don't know what part you had to do with all of this once you drove his friends home. I know that it was very poor judgment on your part, considering the fact that 2 different people had escalated into a bad fight where he was, according to you, severely injured, and you should have stayed away. Why you got involved in the heat of the moment, I don't know, but you put yourself in harm's way by going to his house. What you should have done is if there was damage to your car, you go through your insurance, you let them fix it, you have a $500 deductible, and he pays the deductible, so it doesn't cost you anything, which is exactly what I plan on doing. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500, period. That's all. Bye-bye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Throwing knives at someone is a very scary thing.
She's extremely jealous of me from the very moment that we first got together.
If he would have asked me to leave and I knew that he was that upset, I would have left.
But watch who you're dating.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Austin versus Lutz. Step forward, please.
Melanie Austin is suing 18-year-old Jeffrey Lutz for medical bills after Jeffrey accidentally cut her son with a switchblade. Melanie's son, 17-year-old Ryan, is a witness for Jeffrey.
Miss Austin, it is your claim that your son was injured by a knife that was being held by the defendant.
Yes, ma'am.
You weren't present when this happened.
Right.
But from what I've read, you believe that it was an accident, but your son was injured, and
Right.
you believe that the defendant should be responsible for paying half the medical costs that you incurred. Mr. Lutz says that he felt terrible about what happened, and he did, in fact, give you some money, about $600. Is that right?
$700.
And he doesn't feel as if he should have to give you any more money. How much were the medical bills?
All totaled, $8,751.
Where's your son?
He's the witness for the defendant.
Oh. So I guess you're going to tell me about what happened, right?
Yes.
Why don't you stand up? You're a witness for him.
Yes.
Do you live with your mom?
No, ma'am.
How old are you?
17.
Who do you live with?
One of my friends next.
How come you don't live with your mother?
She kicked me out.
When?
Nearly a month ago.
Why?
I have no idea.
Want me to tell you?
I do.
Well, at 16, he quit going to school because he was getting ready to have a baby, and he wanted to go to work and support his son. So he quit school. He didn't get a job. Finally, he went to GED courses, never took his GED. He got a job here and there, and when he got fired from his last job, he wasn't paying rent, and he wasn't working, and he wasn't going to school, and so I just said, enough's enough.
What are you doing now?
I'm working. I'm taking GED classes.
Where are you working?
At the tree service.
Okay. When was this incident that caused you to be injured?
February 8th.
Tell me about it.
Well, Jeffrey got a new knife, and he was going to show...
What kind of knife?
Just a little pocket knife. Blade was probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches.
Okay, go ahead.
He was going to show me it, and he pressed a button and it latches out. And I went to go hit his arm away, and it's all happened.
Why don't you try to explain to me what happened, sir?
All right, I just got the knife, and it has a little button on it. If you press the button, it comes out.
So it's a switchblade?
Kind of.
What do you mean, kind of? What is a kind of switchblade? When you
Well, yes,
switchblade?
it's a switchblade.
Right.
And I was standing about right here, and I went just like this, and his hand came out, and when I pulled back, it went across his hand.
You had to have some surgery?
Yes,
So whose fault was it?
both of ours.
So why is she paying? Listen! How old is your baby?
He's a year and a half.
Do you see him?
Whenever I had the chance.
You mean whenever you could get out of the board meetings? Is that what you're telling me?
No, ma'am.
You're old enough to make a baby. You're old enough to live on your own. You're old enough to act like a fool playing around with a switchblade knife. Is there any reason why you have a switchblade knife?
No.
Just wanted it. Okay. What are you doing to help pay back your mother for these bills that she has to pay for you?
I was working, and I paid $100 each month. I paid $800.
He paid $800?
He's still paying his half.
Oh, okay.
My son is.
Now, why do you think you are not responsible for paying your half?
Yeah, I feel like it's not my fault.
Whose fault is it? You mean the knife walked onto his hand?
No, I'm showing him.
You weren't showing him carefully enough.
Well, if his hand hadn't went up, it wouldn't have cut him.
Say it one more time.
Say it one more time. If his hand hadn't went up, it wouldn't have cut him.
Doesn't that sound ridiculous to you?
No.
Sounds ridiculous to me. It even sounds ridiculous to Officer Byrd. You had the knife, but for the fact that you took out the knife and you weren't handling it carefully enough as to avoid it injuring someone, you are responsible. If you hadn't had the knife in your hand, you wouldn't have gotten cut. You had a knife in your hand. You had a dangerous weapon in your hand. It's your responsibility when you have a dangerous weapon to make sure it's properly sheathed. Do you know what that means?
No.
What word didn't you understand?
The last one.
Sheathed.
Sheathed.
Sheathed. It means covered. When you sheath the knife, put a sheath on a knife. Now, you see, you learned a word today. I'm going to tell you what else you learned today. You learned that you owe her $3,775. That's all. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Parties are excused. You may step out. You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
What's your first name?
Jennifer.
Jennifer, this used to be your boyfriend?
Yes.
Your mother's complaint is that on 2 separate occasions involving 2 separate cars that she bought for you, you allowed Mr. Wonderful over here to drive the cars and he totaled them.
Yes.
The first incident, there was insurance, and there was a $500 deductible. Second instance, she bought you another car. You again allowed, what's your first name?
Dion.
Dion, to drive the car because you don't learn from your mistakes. And he totaled the second car.
Yes.
Then you decided you had enough.
Yes, that's correct.
When was the first accident, Dion?
January 26th.
Tell me about that.
I asked her to leave me the car in case I needed to go.
Were you living together?
Yes.
How long had you been living together?
Approximately 6 months.
You asked her to leave with the car. Why?
In case I needed to go somewhere because I didn't have insurance on my vehicle at the time.
Where was she going?
She was going to school.
And what were you doing that day?
I just sat at home all day until I went to pick her up and had an accident.
Was that a weekday?
Yes.
Well, were you going to school at the time?
No, I wasn't.
Were you working at the time?
No, I wasn't.
Why not?
I'm not really sure, Your Honor.
Well, how long was it that you weren't working, Dion?
Approximately 3 months.
Who was supporting you? Get her a copy of that book, Beauty Fades, Dumb is Forever. You were supporting him?
I wasn't really supporting him. My parents were helping me pay the rent. I was just helping him out.
So your parents were supporting him?
They were helping, yes.
News to me.
See what you find out? What do you do for a living?
I'm a housewife.
And your husband?
He's an investment representative.
So he works?
Yes, he does. Very hard.
How long have you been married?
22 years.
In the 22 years that you've been married, how many months has your husband been out of work?
None.
Never?
Never.
Right? Never. How old are you?
22 years old, Your Honor.
Before you moved in with Jennifer, where were you living?
At my parents' house, Your Honor.
What does your father do?
He is an airplane mechanic at O'Hare Airport in Chicago.
Do you ever remember a time when your father sat around eating bonbons for 3 months and not working?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Why do you think that is, Dion?
Because he has children to pay for, Your Honor.
Because he likes to eat.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like to live in the street.
No.
Now, when you left your parents' house, were you working?
Yes, I was.
Where were you working?
Cub Foods.
Doing what?
I was in the meat department, cashier, dairy
What happened to that job?
I lost it.
Why?
Due to too many absences.
Why were you absent?
I was sick, road conditions, stuff like that happens.
What was wrong with you?
I had the flu, I mean.
For 3 months?
No, not for 3 months, but I mean, I was out of work for 3 months.
All right, now let's get to the first accident, Dion, because I've tortured you about your responsibility in growing up long enough, because even I'm getting bored with it. I don't know if I'm getting through to you, sir. If you want to be a grown-up and live out on your own, you have to work. 22 years old, still not fully cooked, probably, but that doesn't mean you live off the kindness of strangers. She's a stranger to you. She has her own children, and if she's supporting her daughter, and if her husband is supporting her daughter, they don't have to support you, too.
That's true.
Thank you. So you asked her to leave you the car just in case she wanted to go looking for a job that day.
True.
I almost forgot how entertaining this could be. Sort of forgot how dumb people can be. All right, so you kept the car so you could go and look for a job, but you didn't go and look for a job. Where did you go, Dion?
I didn't go anywhere.
You mean the car had an accident in the house? How did that happen? Explain that to Officer Byrd. He would really like to hear that.
I was on my way to pick her up from school, Your Honor.
Had you gone anywhere else that day?
No, I haven't.
You just stayed home and watched Oprah?
Yeah, I guess. That's what you say.
No, you tell me what you did.
Oh, well, I didn't watch Oprah, but
What
I
did you watch?
TV.
You watched me.
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. Like I said,
you would have watched me more frequently, Dion, you would never be here today. Never.
That's true.
Happened.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, so you went to pick her up from school, and what happened?
I was at a four-way stop. I stopped at the stop sign, looked both ways, looked forward. Nobody was going, so I started going. Here comes a car. Bam. Took off the front end, airbags, everything.
Okay, so this car came out of nowhere.
Well, it was sitting at the stoplight, at a stop sign, when I looked left, and it wasn't going, so I just barely tapped on the gas, just started going, and then here comes this Mustang out of nowhere.
The plaintiff says you got a ticket for failing to yield.
True.
So then I guess the accident was your...
No.
Did you pay the ticket?
No, I didn't.
Did you have a trial?
Yes.
Were you found guilty or not guilty?
I didn't go.
Well, if you didn't go, then you were found guilty?
No, I wasn't, because they still got the insurance money. I proved
We're not
my
talking
point.
about insurance money, we're talking about ticket. You got a ticket for failure to yield. My question is a very simple one, Dion. You have to pay attention. I know you've been resting your brain for a long time, so you should be able to pay attention to what I'm saying to you. You got a ticket. Did you pay the ticket?
No, I didn't pay the ticket.
Was the ticket dismissed?
Yes.
Was it dismissed after a hearing?
I'm not sure.
Oh, I don't even want to go there anymore. Right? All right. So that's the first accident. And that car was totaled. You had a $500 deductible.
Correct.
When your daughter called you and told you that the boyfriend had totaled the car, what did you say to her?
I didn't know the boyfriend had totaled the car right at first. It was some time before I found all the facts.
She told you she had totaled the car?
She said it had been wrecked.
How did she tell you it had been wrecked?
It went through a stop
It went through
intersection. The road conditions were icy, had a lot of ice on the road.
Who did she tell you was driving?
I finally dragged it out of her that he had been driving.
Did you lie to your mother, Jennifer?
I had just told her that I was the one who got in the wreck because I didn't want to have to
deal with.
Yeah, I didn't want to deal with the whole.
All right, now that was January 26th, and then you said, okay, I'm going to get her another car because she needs a car to go to school.
Right.
How much money does your husband make?
Not enough to be buying her a car every year or two because he wrecked it.
Now, when did you wreck this second car, Dion?
On or about May 20th.
Tell me about that.
I had dropped Jennifer off at approximately 10 o'clock p.m.
Where?
At her friend's house. Told her specifically...
Was this a Saturday or a Sunday?
Saturday.
Where were you working then?
I was, believe...
That's not so long ago, sir. Where are you working now?
Painting.
Portraits? Houses?
No, houses.
Houses. You're going to have to stop paying me if you enjoy this job so much. When did you start painting houses?
3 months ago.
So that would bring you into June. Now, so in May, were you working?
No, I wasn't. I was in search of a job due to previous legal problems.
What kind of legal problems?
Truthfully?
No, I want you to lie to me.
I mean, I can if you want me to. I'm not going to.
Don't be a wise guy, sir. I will grind you into the carpet.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
In between painting and meatpacking, you were distributing marijuana.
No, I did a favor for somebody.
Don't hook yourself up with a loser. If you hook yourself up with a loser, you're a loser.
And later today.
The reason I said that it wasn't my responsibility to pay for the bills was because it was an accident. He didn't mean to do it.
It wasn't an accident, Ms. Peters. That's your problem.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Helen Levi says her daughter's ex-boyfriend, Dion Burdette, crashed 2 of her cars. Helen says on the second occasion, Dion was driving drunk.
Go ahead.
I got a felony. And
For
about
what?
Distributing marijuana.
Distributing?
Marijuana, 1 ounce, 10 to 30 grams.
That's what you were doing. Now I understand. In between painting and meatpacking, you were distributing marijuana.
No, I did a favor for somebody that I thought was a friend and obviously wasn't and told on me, and I got in trouble for it.
So it was somebody else's fault?
No, it wasn't anybody else's fault but my own for trusting somebody else.
So you were doing a favor for somebody, you weren't going to get paid for it.
Right.
You weren't going to get a piece of the action for it. At least if you were selling it and making some money, I could understand that. You're a real idiot. All right. So now you're looking for a job. And in May, you drop her off at a friend's house and told her...
Specifically that I was going to a local bar and to have a few drinks and I'd be home early. Turns out I had a few too many and got a DUI. I blew up .242, had a fatal accident, could have ended my life. Life-changing experience.
Just a second. It wasn't fatal.
No, it wasn't fatal. I mean,
you have
it could have been.
to watch your words with me.
Right.
You have to watch your words.
Sorry.
You didn't kill anybody.
No, I didn't kill anybody, but it could have easily happened. I ran into a pole going 70 miles an hour.
So why aren't you responsible for the car, sir?
She willingly gave me the car knowing I was going to the bar. I didn't pressure her. I didn't put a gun to her head and say, give me the car. She said, okay, be back early. And I accept full responsibility for drinking and driving.
That's okay, because I'm going to enjoy this. Just go ahead and do your thing.
So your defense is that it was not your fault that you were given the car because she should have said, you can't take the car if you're going to drink. Leave the car here and go, take a bus to go to the bar.
I accept full responsibility for drinking and driving. I'm paying for it dearly. I have the papers right here to prove it.
How are you paying for it?
I have 100 hours community service. I have $1,900 in fines, and I lose my license for a year or maybe more.
Well, how does that help Miss Levi?
I've given Jennifer $600 already.
You've given her $6, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. So you accept responsibility for this accident. It's not Jennifer's fault.
No.
Jennifer is stupid.
It's not Jennifer's
Jennifer's going to read the book, cover to cover, backwards and forwards. Don't hook yourself up with a loser. If you hook yourself up with a loser, you're a loser. What kind of school are you going to?
At the moment, I'm just working full-time. I'm trying to save money so I can go back to school.
If you're going to school and moving forward and your family is trying to help you get there, you don't hook up with a loser who's unemployed. You don't hook up with was he arrested for this distributing marijuana while he was living with you?
No, that was way before I met him.
But you knew about it?
I did find out about it eventually.
Well, it seems to me Dion kept a lot of things from you. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,400. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
My mother has not liked me because I'm not fully white.
Not at all.
At 3 years I've dated her daughter, she has not said one word to me.
He's irresponsible, he's a user, he's a manipulator.
Her attitude towards me, I don't feel that I owe her a damn dime.
He's taken my daughter for everything she could possibly give.
She's 11 weeks pregnant right now.
I am going to have a child with him. I have to do what I can to get along with him.
You love your children, you do what you can for them.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Thompson versus Peters. Step forward, please.
Rebecca Thompson is suing the mother of her son's schoolmate, Miranda Peters, for medical bills. Rebecca says Miranda's boy broke her son's arm while roughhousing.
Your son?
Yes, ma'am.
Just next to you. Who was the basketball player? What's your first name?
Keith.
And yours?
Michael.
Your arm got broken in school.
Yes, ma'am.
Your arm got broken when he bumped into you.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what happened.
Well, I was trying to get into the game, and pretty much...
When did this happen?
March 17th of 04.
You were trying to get into what game?
The basketball game. In PE that day, it was pretty much a free day, and I was trying to get into the game, and they were pretty much just shoving me off.
Who was?
All the players. So I would steal the ball and run away with it, trying to be funny, and all the players would chase me.
So what I'm hearing is neither team wanted you to play that day, so you decided to play class clown and steal the ball and interrupt their game.
Yes, ma'am.
So what happened next?
Well, all the players pretty much chased me down and eventually got it from me, and while I was standing in the crowd, he gestured for the other players to clear a path to me, and when he did, he tossed the ball at me. And whenever I saw it was coming at me, I just tensed up and turned, and it hit me in my left hip.
Didn't hurt you?
No, ma'am.
And then what happened?
I just sort of walked up to him. Behind him was a gym mat, pretty thick and soft. So I wrapped my arms around him and purposely fell onto the gym mat. Everybody was laughing, and he did the same thing to me. And
you wrestled him, then he wrestled you to the ground, to the mat.
It was not an act of anger.
Okay. So you weren't angry with him?
No, ma'am.
And you don't think he was angry with you?
No, ma'am.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened next?
Well, there was a rolled-up gym mat close to the compacted bleachers to the wall, and I got in between that and just for the thrill of not being seen, and about 10 or 15 minutes.
I don't understand what that means. Just for the thrill of not being seen.
Just a childly...
No, well, what were you doing?
Nothing.
You mean you were hiding?
Yes, ma'am.
Who were you hiding from?
Nobody.
Keith.
Yes, ma'am.
So far, I'm getting a whole good story. I love this story so far. He wasn't angry with you, you weren't angry with him, but now you're hiding someplace and you're not hiding from anybody.
Well,
that doesn't sound like you could...
Well, I mean, me and my friend Anthony were both doing it, and he was behind another one to the right of me, and about...
What were you doing?
Just hiding.
Just hiding?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
And, well, I tried to get out, and I pulled... It was kind of tight in there, so I was trying to wheeze my way out, and I pulled my my left arm across my chest, and about that time I just felt the mat be shoved into me.
The mat being shoved into you by?
By Michael.
And that's how you broke your arm?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Michael, what happened?
I rammed the mat. I wasn't intentionally trying to break his arm. I was just horseplaying with him, like we were earlier. And
so you were horseplaying?
Yeah.
You knew he was there?
Yes, ma'am.
You knew he was there?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, Miss Peters, your defense to this says, let me read it so that I make sure I get your language clear. I told her that with children, and particularly with boys, these things happen.
Yes, Your Honor.
Explain that to me.
The reason I said that boys will be boys and that it wasn't my responsibility to pay for the bills was because it was an accident. He didn't mean to do it.
It wasn't an accident, Ms. Peters. That's your problem, you see. If your son was playing a game and during the course of the game he ran into this structure, not intending to come into contact with Keith at all, but it was during the course of a game and he was at a place where he could get hurt, that's an accident. But that's not what your son told me. Your son told me he saw him there, and he was just fooling around with him and rammed him. Unfortunately, when he rammed him, his arm was in such a position that it broke. Right. So his action, not in breaking his arm, I don't think he intended to break his arm, of course not. But he intended to hit him. And for that, he is responsible. Just as if he had broken his leg when he tackled him to the mat. Horseplay. But when young people are involved in horseplay, and if you had broken his leg, who would have been responsible?
I would have.
You're right. What were your medical expenses?
Before or after insurance?
After insurance.
After insurance, the total was $706.07.
I'm not saying that your son bears any responsibility with regard to this incident, but I believe he has to know that when 10 people are playing basketball, you're not supposed to act like a jerk, right?
Yes, ma'am. We've already established that.
Good. You know, Michael, sometimes when you do the wrong thing, things happen. There are consequences, even those that you don't anticipate. You got to start being a two-process thinker and say, listen, if I do this, this could happen. It's not worth it. Being a fool is not worth it. Being a fool isn't worth it. How long was your arm in a cast?
6 weeks.
And this happened in March, so it was during school.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't even get to relax. When did you get the cast off?
I'm not sure.
End of April.
So you got a chance to enjoy the summer.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. You still friends?
I think so.
Great. Okay. Thank you very much. Judgment for the plaintiff in amount of $706.
On the calendar in the matter of Hayes versus Cheney. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat.
How old are you, Miss Hayes?
I'm 24.
How many children do you have?
Just one.
What do you do for a living?
I bartend.
Do you have any other source of income other than from your bartending?
No.
Ever receive any supplements from the state?
Right now I get medical for my child, and I do receive food assistance too.
Your complaint is that a little over a year ago, you made an arrangement with Mr. Cheney, who is the father of your daughter, that in lieu of child support, he would furnish you with a car.
Right.
The car would remain in his name until it was paid off, and he would pay $200 a month towards the car instead of giving you money for child support.
Correct.
And that was just fine for a year, and then car was taken from the front of your house. You thought it was Mr. Cheney who took that car. You reported it stolen to the police. That car was subsequently found. Mr. Cheney decided, I don't want this aggravation. I'd rather give her the child support. So he turned the car in. According to him, he's now sending you $200 a month in child support. So he doesn't want to be bothered with the car business anymore. And you want the value of the car, and you say that you put in a substantial amount of money into the car.
Correct.
Things like rims?
Actually, the rims and tires on the car, were not on it when it was stolen, so that wouldn't be part of it, but the stereo system and other
window
things on the car. Yeah.
Why did you need window tints on the car?
Because it was a nice new car, and I had it, and with my income tax return, I put some money into my car.
You're a single mother raising a child on tips and wages from being a bartender, and are you telling me that you took that money, and instead of putting it in a college fund for your daughter, you tinted the windows on your car, and
I
you
sure
upgraded
did.
the stereo? You sure did. Your priorities are a little screwed up.
At that time, I wasn't receiving any assistance, and I was doing just fine.
I don't care whether you were receiving any assistance or not. How much money do you have put away for your daughter for college?
None.
And when you receive Medicaid and when you receive food stamps, you're receiving welfare. And before I would put money into tinting my windows in my car, I would put money towards my child's future. That's what a grown-up does. I just want to mention that, madam, because I was actually appalled at that piece of your complaint when you say you want that money back from him because he repossessed the car and sold it after you had put in this window tints and stereo system and fancy rims on the car. And so he owes you $4,000. Now, Mr. Cheney.
Yes.
Why did you take the car back?
I didn't take the car back. It was reported stolen. I found it 2 blocks from her house, sitting in an apartment complex, which I did some checking around and I got proof that the car was there and that she's been in and out of those apartment complexes many times while it was there. It was given back to me by a police officer.
Because the car was in your name?
The car was in my name. I took it back to the car lot because I didn't want no problems. She's trying to put me in jail all the time. I didn't want no problems with it.
Fine. You used the car for a year?
I did. If I wanted to put him in jail, Your Honor, he would be in prison right now.
You used the car for a year?
I did.
How much do you think that it would cost if you leased a car for a year?
I have no idea.
How much is he paying you now in child support?
He has paid me $200 for the last 2 months. But I'm currently
Who is this
filing.
person?
This is my girlfriend.
Tell her to keep her mouth shut. Because you two have a child together, and she's not supposed to exacerbate any bad feeling that may exist between the two of you.
She's been the communicator between the both
Which
of us.
is making it worse.
In court, she has nothing to say, and she should have as little to say as possible, because that's not going to be a good thing. You two have to learn how to get along together, because you made a child together.
There is a 2-year restraining order. I had no permission whatsoever to talk to this female for 2 years. She is the communicator by court.
He was talking to me up until I don't know what happened, and she decided that she didn't want that anymore, and now she's been the communicator, and she makes things up between the two of us and causes more
Very bad. That's very unfortunate. Who got a restraining order against whom?
The state actually pressed it for a no-contact order because of a domestic violence that we had.
Who supervises visitation?
No one supervises visitation. She was picking up for a while our daughter and bringing him to him for the weekend, and then we would meet and I'd pick her up.
Oh,
he stopped seeing her about 8 months ago, though.
No, I didn't stop seeing her.
Or not 8 months
She
ago.
quit letting me see her. She said, "You're not seeing your child again until we're done with court." This court right here today. First it was, "You better start paying me payments." Pay her payments. Nope, you can't have her. Now we're going to court. Oh, no, not till court's over. So I'm paying. I haven't even seen my child in like 4 months.
Do you have an order of visitation?
I don't think so.
Well, go and get one. If you don't have an order of visitation, then you see your child whenever she says you can. If you have an order of visitation, sir, that's fixed by a court, you will see your child whenever the court tells you you can see your child. Do you understand the difference?
Yes, I do.
Well, then you got to get off your duff and go into court and file for an order of visitation.
Well, I was trying to do it out of court.
Well, that's stupid.
Your Honor, I've never told him he couldn't see his daughter.
Just a second. That's stupid.
That's stupid.
You pick yourself up and you go to the local domestic relations court or the family court, wherever you live, and you file a petition to see your child, whatever. And she just says, I told him he could see her whenever.
She don't
Listen
bring her,
to me.
then I can't see her.
Listen to me. That's not up to her. Go. If somebody told me I couldn't see my child, I wouldn't wait 4 months to go to court. She knew how to go to court to get an order of support, right?
Right.
You do have an order of support.
Yes, we do.
$200.
That's not court ordered.
It's not court ordered.
That's not. I'm in the process right now of getting back into the court ordered amount, which is $280 a month.
It's ordered that I pay $280 a month already. We had a verbal agreement outside of it to pay $200 a month. So
No, to pay
For the car.
to pay for the car.
Now I'm in the process of getting the $280 a month again.
Very good. So you'll get your $280 a month. Good. I don't know what you want.
What I want basically is I put all this money into this car.
That was stupid.
It was a
That
bad
was
decision.
stupid.
Bad
Who told
decision.
you? Who told you? Listen to me. Who told you to tint the wheels, buy rims, buy a stereo, tint the whatever? What did I say? Tint the rims?
You said tint the wheels, but
Tint the wheels.
tint the-
Whatever you do, madam, that's your prerogative. I can really understand why he doesn't want to have anything to do with you other than paying child support and picking up the child, because clearly you don't like each other. You don't get that money back.
Have you seen the contract?
What? I don't care. Listen to me.
He agrees in the contract to pay me the money that he owes me if the contract was ever broken, that I had into the car. He agreed to that. So
she willingly gave up the car by reporting it stolen. Pretty much
I had to report it stolen. It was stolen from my
Pretty
house.
much set me up
If I wanted to
because
send him to prison, he tried to kill
I have
me. I have
witnesses
police reports. I could have.
saying that she was.
Then I have a question for you, Miss Hayes, because it always strikes me that women can be so foolish. If he tried to kill you, and if you are afraid of him.
I'm not afraid of him.
Well, I would be afraid of somebody who tried to kill me, Miss Hayes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
That's your daughter's money.
Okay, well, my daughter needs me to feed her and put her through.
Right.
Right, so I have to get to and from school or work, right?
Right.
Okay, so...
But in a car that doesn't have tinted windows.
And later today,
February, she decided that she was going to have some plastic surgery done. Had a cabaret party, spent over $2,000 to have this party, and I still didn't get my money.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Diana Hayes says the father of her child, Jason Cheney, owes for illegally repossessing her car. Diana says Jason's actions are hurting their daughter.
Miss Hayes. I would be afraid of anybody who tried to kill me, especially someone with whom I had had a relationship. I don't need you for anything.
Okay.
I certainly wouldn't put myself in a position where I had any kind of business relationship with them. Listen to me, any kind of business relationship with them. There has to be a reason for that. Now, one of the reasons for that might be, you see, if he's giving you $280 a month, you could purchase your own car. However, if he's giving you $280 a month, the other assistance that you might be getting from the state, including the Medicaid and the food stamps, would be taken away. So, right?
Yes,
Yes,
no problem
sure.
with that.
So listen to me. So this way, you got the Medicaid, you got the food stamps, and you got your car. So if you think about it...
That was reported. That was part of my income. His $200 a month toward my car was part of my income. Reported. It still wasn't enough. So
Interesting. So then I don't understand why somebody who was so fearful of somebody's bad temper...
He wasn't even making the payments.
Listen to me. I don't understand why someone who was so fearful of somebody's bad temper would enter into any kind of business relationship.
I was already
anything... What?
I was already into it before then. I was already into this. I was already into this agreement. This was already going on before.
Then say, here's your car back. I
was
don't
already
want it.
into this
Listen
car,
to me.
this much money.
Here's your car back. I don't want your car. I want you to pay me $280 a month. You pay it through the court. You come and visit every other week or every week, just as the court is going to tell you to do. And that's what we do. You don't have a convoluted business arrangement. In any event, I don't see where he owes you $4,000, Miss Hayes.
To rent a car.
What?
I no longer have use of a car that I put $4,000 into. I no longer have use of this car. Do you pay $4,000 to rent a car? No, you paid $4,000 to buy a car, not rent a car. Am I wrong?
She got her use out of the car.
Listen to me,
I used the car for a little over a year. It was a good car. I would have drove it for 5 more years. I bought that car.
He doesn't want any part of you, and you don't want any part of him. Now take the money that he's giving you and go and put it towards a car, which is exactly what you did before.
She already did.
I am doing now.
Perfect. Did you buy a car?
I'm paying.
You're paying it off, which is exactly what you were doing before. You were paying it off with his money.
No, my money. My child support money.
No.
My money.
No, that's not your money. That's your daughter's money.
Okay, well, my daughter needs me to feed her and put her through.
Right.
Right, so I have to get to and from school or work, right?
Right.
Okay, so...
But in a car that doesn't have tinted windows. Goodbye, Miss Hayes.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He tried to kill me. I have police reports.
We got into domestic violence and we pushed each other around. That's about it.
He threatened me in the police report that if I said anything, then he would take my car away.
She reported stolen, tried to get me in trouble. It backfired in her face.
She keeps trying to get him in trouble. She can't handle the fact that they're no longer together.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Anderson versus Miller. Step forward.
Lori Anderson is suing her former co-worker, Tynesha Miller, for unpaid loans to pay her rent and bills. Lori says instead of paying her back, Tynesha had plastic surgery.
Miss Anderson, Miss Miller was a former friend of yours.
Yes.
And a co-worker.
Yes.
And it is your claim that you made 2 loans to her?
Yes.
And she hasn't paid you back. And Miss Miller says you were a real nice gal, you're a good-natured person, and you made gifts to her at a time when she needed money. That's her defense. Is that right?
Yes.
How long, Miss Miller, had you been friendly with Miss Anderson?
Probably 2 weeks after she started working.
And when was that?
December, January, I'm not exactly sure.
December of '03.
And what kind of business are you in?
I worked at a surgery center. I did the scheduling there.
And you?
I'm the surgery triage coordinator.
And when was the first loan that you made, Miss Anderson?
It was on April 14th, 2004.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding that loan, Miss Miller. Or that money that she gave you.
Okay. I was on the phone, and she overheard the conversation, and it was...
Well, what was the conversation about?
My conversation was about my gas had got turned off, and she overheard the conversation.
Why was your gas turned off? For non-payment of the bill?
Yes.
How much do you make a year?
I believe it's like $33,000.
So what were you spending your money on?
My children and paying my bills.
How many children do you have?
4.
Who else lives in your home?
Just the children and myself.
Where's their father?
I guess he's around.
Does he pay you support?
We only get a check maybe once a year when he files his taxes, and that's it.
Your Honor, if I can just interrupt, there are 4 different fathers.
Lori Anderson says former co-worker Tynesha Miller owes for a series of unpaid loans. Lori says Tynesha played on her sympathy.
Okay, so your gas was being shut off.
And she volunteered that.
Well, tell me what she said.
Well, she came to me and said, "I'm your friend. You know, I love you and your children. I want to help." At which point in time, I told her no. That was it was a lot of money, and the gas bill was high, $780. So she was like, "Let me do this. This is something that I want to do. I can't go home and go to sleep tonight knowing that your gas is cut off. It's cold and
okay." Very nice lady.
She
nice lady.
Right.
When was the next time you took money from Miss Anderson?
I believe it was 04.
September of 04.
Had she paid you any of this $780 back?
No, ma'am. And in the midst of this time, there was also 2 other occasions I had given Miss Miller money in the amount of $80 both times.
Did she say she would pay you back?
Yes, she did.
That
It was always in 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks would come in the next 2 weeks.
What was the money for in September?
It was for her rent, Your Honor. She didn't pay her rent. She was going to be evicted from her apartment, and I love her children. We were friends. I trusted her. Even though she hadn't paid me the $780, I still couldn't go home in good conscience knowing that she was going to be evicted from her apartment. So I did write her a check in the amount of $893, which she did cash.
So far, is that correct?
Yes.
What arrangements did you have with her for repayment of all this money?
Just, I will pay you back in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. After the check in September, we were discussing it. She said, "Lori, I know I haven't paid you back the money. I'm going to get, a pretty good income tax check this year, and I'll pay you back with the income tax check." And I said, "That's fine, Tanisha." So in February, she decided that she was going to have some plastic surgery done. Had a cabaret party, spent over $2,000 to have this party, and I still didn't get my money.
Just a second. What kind of cabaret party?
It's just a cabaret that you throw and you raise money.
For what?
People throw cabarets and they raise money just
What were
for
you
whatever
raising
reason.
What were you raising
I
money
was
for?
going to have cosmetic surgery.
Why didn't you give her back the money?
She didn't want the money. I offered. That's what she's leaving out. I have offered, and she denied. "I'm not going to take your money." I told
When did you offer her the money?
Around income tax time.
You mean after this cabaret party?
No, the cabaret came after income tax time. So I offered the money before the cabaret.
Your Honor, she offered to write me a $500 check.
And what did you say?
And I'm like, okay. And the day progressed, no check. And the week progressed, no check. And then we stopped speaking. I was hanging around with some people she didn't like. We stopped speaking. I asked her for the money. She said, "You'll have your money by Tuesday." Well, Tuesday's come and gone, about 45 Tuesdays from then. And I still haven't got my money. And then, Your Honor, to top it off, my birthday, we'd made plans to go out on my birthday, which was fine. She was going to pay for it, pay for my birthday cake. I'm like,
when
oh,
was this?
May 13th is my birthday.
Of this year?
Yes, ma'am.
So you were still speaking?
We were still speaking. We were still co-workers. Yes, we did. We worked very closely together. I was still trying to be a friend, be the kind of person that I needed to be. And on my birthday, she's like, "I'm going to order you a cake. We're going to go out. I'm going to pay for it." I'm like, "You don't have to pay for my cake. I can pay for my cake." So the day before my birthday, she came to me and she said, "Lori, I don't have the money to pay for your birthday cake. Can I borrow the money from you?" So me, being the person I am, I gave her the money for my birthday cake. The next day, she brought my birthday cake to work. Come to find out, one of our other coworkers had also given her the money for my birthday cake. To top it off, my husband and I paid for her dinner that night also.
I don't see anything funny about it.
She's making it sound worse than what it really is.
No,
this is the type of person.
Just a minute. It sounds pretty bad to me. You know, a lady who's earning $33,000 a year and getting some other support for her children from their father, whether it's from income tax return from one father and some other sporadic money from another father, raising 4 kids is expensive. But when you have a friend who is willing to help you over some rough spots, I think that that's terrific. And I would be much more sympathetic with you in your position as a single mother of 4 children if you didn't spend $2,000 to have a cabaret party, if you had a little more priority about what you were going to do with your money. Do you understand what I'm saying, Miss Miller?
Yes, I do.
Because you're supposed to act mature if you have 4 children. You're supposed to be mature if you have 4 children. You're not supposed to be foolish. You're not supposed to say, well, maybe I'll get, I don't know what kind of cosmetic surgery you wanted. You want bigger chest, little chest, bigger behind, smaller behind. Who knows? Who cares? First, you take care of your responsibility. And first, you take care of your debts. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,673. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may Spriggs. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Ms. Gordon, according to your complaint, you and the defendant had a 3-year relationship.
Yes.
And lived together for those 3 years?
Not for the entire 3 years. It was about 2 years.
You purchased some furniture together. Yes. In addition to purchasing furniture together, and you want half the value of that furniture because Mr. Driggs kept it, you want some credit card bills that you say you paid when he bought some clothes for himself, and then you want some medical bills paid of yours. Mr. Driggs says that some of the furniture got broken. You told him to keep it, that the clothes that you purchased for him on your credit card were gifts. He is counterclaiming because he says you came in one day and stole his dog and all its paperwork. When did you start living together? When did you stop living together?
I'd say around April of 2000.
And when did you separate?
We separated December of 2002.
Did you discuss this furniture?
Yes, we actually had a verbal agreement that he would give me $700 for the furniture, which is actually a lot less than I paid. I compromised because I have used the furniture for a little of that time. So I agreed for $700.
Let's hear about that.
I offered her to take the couches. That's what we agreed upon. The couches were hers. She should have the receipt for them. She was supposed to take them. I offered her over and over.
So you told her to take the couches?
Right.
You didn't want to give her money. You wanted her to take the couches.
She demanded the money instead. But I wasn't going to give her money to go buy new couches.
Does that sound familiar?
No, actually, we had a verbal agreement on money. That's because he lives in a one-bedroom apartment of whom his witness sleeps on my couches every night. There was a huge rip right in the back of the main sofa when he had moved into his new apartment. From that point on, it was agreed for money because he had damaged the furniture.
How much did you pay for it?
Altogether, everything, it was about $2,200. You
have all the bills?
I have the receipts for the couches.
Just for the couches?
Yes, we had kept the receipts together. I was only able to take this because when I left, I just left with myself and my clothes.
Okay, did you keep all the furniture, sir?
Yes.
When you purchased the furniture, did you purchase it together?
No. I have
Who
the
paid
receipt.
for it?
I'm sorry?
Who paid for it?
I did. I worked every day. I worked 2 jobs. I go
What
to
about
school
her?
full time. She works at a Delta Sonic. It's like a car wash part-time. I was the one that brought in most of the income.
Your Honor, we had moved away together. When we came back,
Why didn't you take the couches with you?
Why didn't I? Because he had slept with other people, which I have a tape to prove, on my couches.
I don't care whether he slept with other
sleeping
people.
on the couches. He didn't let me.
Listen to me, Miss Gordon. I thought we could resolve the part of the furniture very easily. Let me tell you what my position is with regard to people who live together. We have created an entire court system for people who marry and divorce. Since approximately 50% of the marriages in this country end in divorce, they keep those courts really pretty busy. And we spend a lot of money, public money, on keeping those courts functioning to dissolve marriages. I don't intend to spend a lot of time trying to separate the finances of people who've decided to try it out, because we don't have any courts for trying it out. Forget the furniture. You moved out without it, forget it. You don't want the couches? Gone. Let's get to the clothes. Tell me about the clothes that you say you put on your credit card.
We were in the mall, and he didn't have money on him. He asked
When?
me November 14th, 2002. He didn't have money, so when we were in the store, he asked me, he's like, can I put these on your credit card, and I will pay you immediately.
Let me
He never
see.
did.
Go ahead, Mr. Driggs. Let me hear. November 14th, you bought some clothes.
Deanna and I were out together. We lived together. We paid for things together. She was out shopping for herself like usual. I didn't have money on me, so we were in the same store. She says, I don't have any money on my credit card. I said, all right, well, there's a couple things I want to get. She says, well, why don't I just buy them for you? Because I've paid for other things in the past, like her transmission to her car. She offered to buy them for me as a gift.
When did you pay for the transmission for her car?
Oh, that was a while ago. That's really irrelevant, but I'm just saying,
Well,
like,
if it's really irrelevant, sir, why are you bringing it up? She went and bought herself a pair of underpants for $20, and you bought $190 worth of clothes.
Right.
And that was a couple of weeks before you separated.
Right. And
So
then-
pay for it.
Well, she's being vindictive. No, it was a gift.
Pay for it. Now, you want to tell me about these medical bills you think he's responsible for?
Yes, while we were together, instead of breaking up with me and going to sleep with people, he slept with other people, and I never found out until afterwards. I found a tape, because he taped it, and my witness, and I went and I got, like, examined and checked for diseases.
He's not responsible for that. It's your poor judgment.
He should have took the responsibility to use protection if he has a girlfriend.
Listen to me very carefully, madam. We have courts that take care of certain kinds of problems. Poor judgment in selecting a boyfriend does not fall into any category that I know of that requires judicial time. The fact that you were smart, you went to a doctor to have yourself checked out, very smart. He doesn't pay for that. Next
wouldn't
time
have
you be
had to.
smarter. Next time you be smarter. And who you pick. You owe $190.32. You want to tell me about the dog, Mr. Driggs?
Yes, I'd love to tell you about my dog. When we lived together, we had a roommate. The roommate gave me the dog for the company of my other dog. I have 2 of them.
It's a lie.
These are my dogs together. This is my relationship with my dog.
I'm not interested in your relationship with your dogs. When did you get this dog?
Those are
that
all
you're
my
complaining
pictures,
of?
too, that he had taken
I don't
from
want to
me.
hear you. It's his turn. All I want to know is when you got the second dog.
Okay, we got the second dog. It was the summer of 2001, I believe.
Oh, okay. Okay, and what kind of a dog is it?
He's a Rottweiler pit bull mix.
And what kind of dog had you had before?
Pit bull. The one raised the other.
How did she get the dog?
She came over with the police, and she knocked on my landlord's door when I wasn't there. She claimed that she was coming in to take a couple of items, like the microwave and this and that. While she was in there, she took the dog. She took my dog's paperwork. She says that she couldn't have got the receipts for the furniture, but she could have because they're in the same folder as the paperwork to the dog.
And
she
we've
didn't.
already passed over the furniture, Mr. Driggs.
Well, I'm just okay. I'm not here for the matter of the money. Like, to me, my dogs are like my kids. Like, I lost one, and now I'm losing the other one because the other one cries and looks out the window.
What happened to your other dog?
The one I still have.
Oh, you have one.
I have 2. I had 2 of them.
You have one now.
Yes, yes.
Can I speak?
Yeah, now we hear you.
Both the dogs came from my family. My uncle breeds pit bulls, and he has a Rottweiler. Lexus I had bought for $50 and given to him. That is his dog. He has it licensed and registered in his name. When we lived in Erie, I had gotten Onyx, who was from my uncle's litter, for our roommate. Our roommate abandoned him. He didn't want him. He just left him. Mike had said, he's like, well, if you want another dog, it's your dog. It's licensed and registered in my name, and I have all the vet bills. And I have the same pictures he does. He took them from me.
Mr. Driggs, did the second dog that you had, was that originally your roommate's dog?
Yes.
Where did it come from?
It did come from her uncle, and he did pay for it.
Who paid for it?
My roommate. He paid
Did
her
your
uncle.
roommate?
He gave me the dog.
That's hearsay.
I have a notarized statement right here from William Talton with a court order saying that he left me the dog, and Deanna got the shots for him.
Just a second. When did you get a notarized statement from him?
This past Sunday.
Rip it up and throw it away. It's meaningless.
He came back. How come I have the receipt for registering the dogs? Onyx is registered to my address where Deanna never lived. She was not a tenant. In the 2 months that we were not living together before we had broken up, she never took the dog.
I have a dog license issued to Deanna Gordon in March of 2002 for this dog. Mr. Driggs, listen to me very carefully, sir. You know that couch that you have and all the furniture?
Yes.
You know what I said?
She can have it.
You know what I said to Ms. Gordon with regard to the furniture? That I'm not getting involved with who gets a love seat, who gets a sofa, who gets a coffee table. I'm not waiting. I didn't go to school for that. Right now, it appears to me you have a dog and she has a dog. And the dog that you're both fighting over is a dog that came into your relationship as a puppy. So neither of you had any major attachment more than the other because you took care of the dog together. Right now, each of you has a dog, and I'm happy. So your counterclaim, sir, is dismissed, and you owe her $190.32 for your clothes. Goodbye, have a happy life, and don't bother me anymore.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She's abusive. She's vindictive.
I have hit him, but he threw bones and several frozen water bottles, and I let it happen so many times, and then one time I did hit him.
Life goes on. It's not a big deal.
You gotta watch out for the moochers, definitely.
His ex-girlfriend is her witness, and neither one of them can get over us, and they just feed off of each other.
They're obviously mature and just need to go. This is over with now.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Shia Marinas, step forward, please.
Nurse Beatriz Shia is suing her neighbors, 16-year-old Scott Marinas and his father, Michael. Beatriz says Scott shot her window with a BB gun.
Miss Shia, you and the defendant are neighbors.
Yes, we are.
And it is your claim that this young man, I assume this young man,
Yes.
his son, was playing with a BB gun and shot out some of the windows in your house and sliding doors. Mr. Marinas says that's not possible because the range of this BB gun is such that it could not have caused the damage. Is that right, sir?
Correct.
When did this happen, Ms. Shia?
October 16th. I was asleep. I work nights,
and I heard almost like an explosion. But I was asleep, so I was thinking, you know, I was dreaming.
What time of the day?
It was about 4:35 in the afternoon.
Okay. Go ahead.
And a few minutes later, my son came in and told me that our window had been broken. So I got up, went to the backyard, and we have a slide next to our fence. And I climbed up on the slide and looked to the field. There's a field behind our house. And I didn't see anybody. The next day, about the same time, my son came out again and said that he had heard the same kind of sound, which was like a pumping sound right before.
Step up. Tell me your name.
Andrew.
Andrew, tell me what you heard on the 16th and the 17th.
On the 16th, I heard, like, before I was playing with my dog, and I heard like a pumping noise, but I didn't pay no attention to it. And 17th, I heard the same noise, and I ran and told my mom that.
When you heard the noise, did you see anything in your house?
I heard like a little like crackling noise, and then I looked at the sliding door, and it started to like crack and shatter.
And when was this, on the 16th or the 17th?
On the 16th.
And what about on the 17th?
On the 17th, I heard the same noise of the pumping, and then I ran to my mom and I told her, and we woke up and looked through the fence.
Was there any damage done to your house on the 17th?
Yes, we had a sliding door break. And also, after I had turned in the papers to the court, I was putting up my blinds to the bathroom window, and I noticed that that window had also had a little hole.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
We do have a witness, but
a witness that will tell me what?
That was with him the day it happened.
Oh, I'd like to hear that witness.
Jeffrey.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Beatrice Shia says neighbor 16-year-old Scott Marinas shot out her windows with a BB gun. Scott says that's impossible.
You have pictures?
I have a picture of our backyard showing their house.
I'd like to see that.
And I have a picture of just, we had already cleaned up the glass when we took this picture.
Okay.
But also on the 16th, Scott admitted to me that he was shooting in the field, that he had bottles and he was shooting at the bottles towards our house.
Is that right, Scott?
True. No, it isn't.
Were you shooting your BB gun on the 16th and 17th?
On the 16th I was, and on the 17th I was. But I was in my backyard.
What time?
About 4:30.
Did you see anybody else out there with a BB gun?
No, I didn't. But very often there are kids in our backyard.
No, but that time, on the 16th and 17th, between 4:30 and 5, there were no other children out there playing with BB guns.
No.
Is that right?
That's right.
And you weren't at home at that time, is that right?
No, I was not.
Huh.
On the
16th,
I'm speaking.
On the 16th, I was home.
What time?
From 3:30 on.
What were you doing?
I stay in the house or work in the garage, and he goes outside. Where I understand this, you're not supposed to play with guns in a residential area, and I have pictures here to show that we don't live in a residential area. My home is backed up against the National Forest. I have no neighbors behind me.
At between 4:30 and 5 o'clock in the afternoon on 2 separate days, the plaintiff had windows or glass shattered in her house. At that same period of time, your son was out playing with his BB guns. He acknowledges that he was out playing with his BB guns. Now, there is a possibility that some other young person, some other older person, some flying bird caused the damage to her windows. There is a possibility of that. This is a civil proceeding, however. And in a civil proceeding, I have to make a determination that there is more evidence than not that your son caused the damage to her house. And to me, it is too coincidental that at the time that her windows were shattered, your son was playing with his BB gun, and you are her neighbor. Your son, shh. Does it look like you're losing? No, speak not. So what your son should not be doing is playing with a BB gun. Anyway, because just as easily as her windows got shattered, some 4 or 5-year-old can be playing outside and lose an eye, lose hearing. I mean, I don't see what the necessity is of having a BB gun to begin with. I don't understand why he's not inside, you know, practicing the violin, why you think that it's important for him to have a gun to begin with. It's not important. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
It's stupid. Now, you have anything else you want to tell me?
No, except for we do have a witness, but
a witness that will tell me
that
what
was with him the day it happened.
Oh, I'd like to hear that witness.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Jeffrey, were you playing outside on either the 16th or the 17th of October of this year with Scott?
Yes. The day I went over there, he had the BB gun out.
Was he shooting the BB gun?
Yes.
Did you hear anything break?
No.
Did this lady come to the house?
Yes.
Your Honor, actually, I didn't know anything about Jeffrey until his father is the one that mentioned to me that if it wasn't for Jeffrey's fault that, you know, Jeffrey asked Scott to take out the gun, I never would have known that Jeffrey was even involved. So after I talked to his father, and his father said, no, you have no proof that my son did it, you have no witnesses, he actually gave me the witness. And then, you know, that's when I talked to Jeffrey.
Okay.
And asked him what happened.
I'm glad that you came. It was important that you come and always tell the truth. Testimony wasn't necessary. I have to find that there's more evidence than not that you caused the damage to her house, and I find that that's true. You didn't have to play with guns. Guns are for people who can't use their words. If you can use your words, you don't need a gun. Get smart. Use your brains. The other thing is stupid. Now let me see what the damage was done. You had 2 windows broken. Is that right?
Yes.
Jeffrey, did you learn a good lesson?
Yes.
What's the lesson you learned?
Do not play with guns where you can get someone hurt.
How about just not playing with guns, period? Right?
Yes.
That'd be smarter. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,429. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. 457 on the calendar in the matter of Martinez Foster versus Dudley. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
You're Mr. Martinez?
Yes.
And this is your?
Mother.
According to your complaint, you co-signed a loan for a car for the defendant. She was your girlfriend at the time, and you have a child together.
Yes.
How old is your child?
2.
You broke up?
Yes.
She stopped making car payments. You repossessed the car, took the car back, made the car payments that she missed. You want Miss Dudley to be responsible for the missed car payments, as well as the cost of repairing the car to put it in a condition so that it could be sold. Miss Dudley says you weren't making child support payments. She fell terribly behind in her bills. She couldn't maintain the car. She spoke to your mother. Your mother agreed to take over the car. She turned the car over to you. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Dudley, I see you're pregnant. It's not his child.
No.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you co-sign this loan?
Around November, I believe. 2002? 2001.
What kind of car is it?
98 Chrysler Concorde.
What kind of insurance do you have on the car?
I couldn't own or operate the car. I didn't keep insurance on it.
Who did?
Shannon.
What kind of insurance did you have on the car?
I had full coverage.
I ask you that question because you say that the car was in an accident and she hadn't had it fixed. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
Why didn't you have it fixed?
Because I didn't have the money for the $500 deductible to pay to fix it.
Okay. When did you separate from the defendant?
April of last year.
And you kept the car?
Yes.
When did you fall behind in the car payment?
I believe in June or July. It's supposed to be $375. I paid $150 and I couldn't, that's all I could afford because I had to pay for our son's daycare and everything.
Was that in June or July?
I believe I paid $150 in June, and then in July I didn't pay anything, and they took the car in August.
Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
So she owed $375.
She owed $225 from June, $375 for July, and $375 for August.
I thought you took the car back.
We did take the car in August, but she didn't make the August payment.
But you had the car in August.
Yes.
So she doesn't make the August payment.
Okay.
So tell me about the conversation that you allegedly had with Miss Martinez about the car.
I told her I was behind and I couldn't afford to pay for it.
Did you tell her that by phone or in person?
I told her on the phone.
Miss Martinez, do you remember the conversation?
Yes, I do. She was going to let the car be repossessed back to the finance company, which would destroy everybody's credit. And I asked if she would give us the opportunity to take the car back so that we could try to get that straightened out so it didn't destroy their credit. They're so young, they just don't understand what happens if you do something like that.
Right, so she said okay.
So she said okay, and on August 6th, we took the car back.
Okay. Mr. Martinez, when you separated from each other in April,
yes, Your Honor,
and she went to live with her mother, Were you making child support payments?
No.
Why not?
Because we went to child support recovery and got the papers for her to fill out and for me to fill out so we can get child support rolling. And until that time, we were buying diapers and filling everything up.
What does that mean?
Just giving her stuff for my son until the child support went through.
Were you working?
Yes.
Then I don't understand why you weren't giving her money.
Because it's just considered gifts.
You have a child. The child has to be supported, whether a court tells you or not.
I had him half the time, Your Honor.
Oh, you did?
Yes. And I have
What half?
documentation. It's all documented right here. All the months that I had him half the time.
Let me see.
From April to August, I believe. June.
What's the child's name?
Felix, or Phil.
Absolutely. It looks to me as if you did see him a substantial period of the time, probably half the time. Is that right?
Yeah, I wasn't going to keep him from his father, even if he
No,
wasn't
we're
helping
talking
me.
about support here. I mean, your defense to letting your car payment go is because
Well, I mean, I was paying for all the daycare and food and clothes and...
You were paying for all the daycare?
Yeah.
Were you working?
Yes, I work full-time.
Yes.
My cousin works for the county, and we got her subsidized daycare.
So?
So it was cheaper for her.
Shh. Just a second. How much was it costing you?
When I fell behind on the car payment, I was paying $150 a week for full-time daycare.
Why weren't you paying half?
I don't know, Your Honor.
I don't know either. Why weren't you paying half?
Because my lawyer told me not to.
Well, that's your problem.
Mm.
That's your problem. Your lawyer told you not to? Fine. How do you expect her to pay $150 a week for child care, which is a lot of money, and also make a car payment of $375? Where were you living?
I was living on my own at the time.
So?
And then
How'd you expect her to do that?
I was paying all my bills that I have, and then getting caught back up on some debt I had from Dr. Bills previously, and then...
How did you expect her to do that, Miss Foster?
I'm not sure at what time she started receiving subsidized daycare, but when she was living at her foster mother's house, she wasn't paying rent. We provided all of her diapers.
I don't want to hear diapers. I'm talking about $150 a week, net money, that she has to come up with in order to maintain her job. And he doesn't have to live on his own. Let him come home and live with you. If he has a child that he's got to support.
He is now.
That's good. That's what he has to do.
He never protested child support. He wanted to pay it all along, and he's never denied that he shouldn't. And from the time that she applied to the time that she was awarded child support, there wasn't an order established, so he didn't...
Doesn't have to have an order, madam. According to what your son tells me, he knew that this $150 a week child care was a very heavy burden on her. So you had a relative who was able to get that subsidized, so he knew about it.
Yes.
And my real question to you is, understanding that she fell behind at a time when she was trying to make ends meet and working full-time, why would you sue her? Why? Go ahead.
Your Honor, I didn't... Shannon has a poor work history, so I don't know if she's working or what she's doing. If I gave her that money, how do I know where it's going to? So, I don't know.
Your Honor.
Shh. You don't have to give it to her. Say to her, Shannon, I'm going to pay half of the daycare. I will pay $75 a week, and you'll pay $75 a week. That eases your burden. Wouldn't that have been reasonable?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, did you take care of these bills for the car?
Half of them, Your Honor. I paid for the wreck, then my mom paid for it to get caught back up so it wouldn't ruin her credit.
Well, that's $600. You paid for the wreck.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. So that part of your claim I'm dismissing, because you don't want that money from her, do you? I didn't think so. Question is your mother acting reasonably in suing Miss Dudley? I believe you are entitled to your $600 that you paid to catch up on the car payment. Now, do you see this grandchild frequently?
Not as frequently as we used to. The kids are still battling over that. There was a mediation that's going to be set up, and Shannon said that she liked the way that things were. She couldn't afford mediation, and that she wasn't going to change on what the visitation has been reduced to. From what it was in the little diary to what it is now is.
What is it now, Shannon?
It's every other Tuesday. He stays overnight from Tuesday morning to Wednesday afternoon. And then the opposite week of that, he gets him from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on that Tuesday.
Is there any reason for cutting back on the schedule so dramatically?
They had talked me into it. Ever since I've left him, they both bullied me around about it.
What do you mean they bullied you around about it? Child has a father.
I know. I've never asked him not, you know, I've never held him back and not let him see his father. But it
Not
just
see.
Be a part of his life. The way that it was Tuesday until Thursday, and it seemed like every time he went, you know, for a visit on the weekend and came home, he was leaving again, and I hardly ever got to see him.
You think he had him more of the time than you did?
It seemed like it, because I'm working full-time during the day. He works overnight, so he has his days free when he has them.
Now, if he has his days free, as opposed to your son being in daycare, why wouldn't you let him be with his father?
He does. He goes, instead of a standard visitation at Friday at 5 o'clock, you know, he goes in the morning and doesn't go to daycare. He goes to daycare part-time now.
Okay, good. Who are you living with now?
My boyfriend.
What does he do for a living?
He's an electrician.
Does he act reasonably towards your son?
He treats him very, very well.
Good. Does he have children of his own?
No, he doesn't.
Fine. You owe Miss Foster $600.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
As far as the cost of repairing the car, you're going to deal with that. You want to take care of that, right?
Yep.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $600. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
His mother handles everything for him, as you can see.
I want to look out for the well-being of my son.
I think that's what ruined it.
She doesn't realize how important it is for a son to be involved in his child's life.
They're only out to get whatever they can get for themselves without any regard to Felix, to my grandson.
If I don't do what she says, she cuts my visitation.
Where he wants to spend his child support, have him pull up his sleeves and see all of his tattoos, what he pays, where he puts his money.
Tattoos, it doesn't cost me as much as they think.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Krieger versus Boyserang, step forward, please.
Medical assistant Peggy Krieger is suing former neighbor, pharmacy assistant Michelle Boyserang, and her son, 9-year-old Frank. Peggy says Frank scratched the hood of her car with sand.
Miss Krieger, it is your claim that the defendant's son, I assume that this is the little boy you're talking about, along with another child, vandalized your car.
Yes.
By rubbing some sand into the paint.
Yes.
When confronted, the other child's parent said that they would pay for half of the damage.
Correct.
And did pay for half of the damage to the car. The defendant, however, says her son was not involved, didn't do it, and has not paid for half the damage. When did this happen to your car?
April 18th of 2000.
Where was your car parked?
In the parking stall at my apartment complex.
Are you and the defendant neighbors?
We were.
No longer?
No longer.
Who moved?
She did.
Did you witness this act of vandalism?
I did not. My daughter did.
Step up. Tell me your name.
Jessica.
Tell me what you saw on April 18th.
I was coming home from school and the two kids were playing in the sand out by the car. And I went inside.
Was it a sandbox or just sand on the ground?
There was a hole in the ground and there was some sand in it. And I went inside and my backpack was unzipped, so I thought I had dropped something. And I looked out our living room window to see if I had dropped anything, and I saw them rubbing sand on the car.
When you saw them, who were you referring to?
The little boy and the little girl that was involved.
Did you see them pick up the sand and rub it in, or did you just see them making rubbing motions? I want to try to visualize what it is that you saw.
I saw them doing this on the car, like rubbing their hands around, and I saw some sand falling off of the car.
Where? On what part of the car?
On the hood.
Must have been close to the front because, well, he's short. What about the little girl? Was she also little?
I think she's about as big as he is.
And you saw both of them do it?
Yes.
Did you go outside?
No, I told my mom, and she looked out the window, and then she went outside.
When you looked out the window, what did you see?
I saw them walking away.
Okay, so you didn't actually see what happened. Just your daughter did.
Yes.
And when you got to the car, what did you see?
I saw the hood of the car. It had sand all over it. I went back in the house and I got my camera and I took pictures.
Can I see the pictures? Were they both on the same side of the car?
No, they were on different sides.
Was he on the driver's side or the passenger side?
I think he was on the passenger side.
But they were making that rubbing motion from two different sides of the car. Was that what you saw?
Yes.
You're positive of that?
Yes.
Good. Step up here.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You want to know why it's better to tell the whole truth? Because then you don't have to remember the lie that you told. That's why guys are always getting themselves into trouble.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Peggy Krieger says former neighbor, 9-year-old Frank Boyserang, scratched the hood of her car with sand. Frank says she's blaming the wrong kid.
Oh, what's your first name?
Frank.
Frank. What's the name of the little girl you were with?
Mackenzie.
Are you a friend of Mackenzie's, or were you?
I was, but I'm not now.
Because you don't live in the same place anymore, is that right?
Right, and she doesn't either.
Okay. How old are you?
9, turning 10 on October 29th.
Are you a smart boy?
Mm-hmm.
Do you go to school every day?
Yeah.
Now, do you remember that day in April when you and Mackenzie were playing with the sand?
Yes.
I want you to describe that sand hole to me.
Okay, it was in the grass, and some of the grass was gone, and there was some sand in this hole, and so
Who found the sand in the hole first, you or Mackenzie?
Mackenzie.
And what did she say to you when she found the sand in the hole?
She said, "Hey Frank, look it, there's sand." So
and you came over.
And I came over to look at it, and so she picked it up and she started rubbing it all over the car. And so I went over there and I was wiping it off. I went over there and wiped it off.
You're wiping it off. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Go down over there. Is that what you mean when you say in your answer that your son says he didn't do it?
No.
Had he ever told you that he was wiping it off before?
Yes, he did.
When did he tell you he was wiping off the sand?
He told me that Mackenzie had piled the sand up on top of the car, and he had asked her to stop, and she said no. He said he picked up some sand and threw it at her, and it landed on the car, and he wiped it off. That is what was said to me.
Well, it scratched the car, so you have to pay for half. Why don't you think you're responsible?
Well, Your Honor, because Peggy has never shown me the vehicle. She's never once contacted me.
Just a minute. Did you ever try to make contact with the defendant?
Yes, I sent a certified letter that she signed for with a copy of the insurance estimate, and then a few weeks later I sent her another note.
Okay.
And
had you had difficulty with her, which is why you didn't contact her directly when this happened?
I could not find her. I couldn't locate her, and so I was instructed to call the deputy and have them contact her.
She wrote to you twice. Why didn't you contact her?
I gave my phone number to her. She never once ever came to me before any of this stuff. This was after I had given her my phone number, Your Honor. I went on the 1st of May to pay my rent, and Peggy was in there, and the landlord introduced us. And I went to her and I just said, hey, I'd like to see the vehicle. If my son did it, and you can prove to me that my son did it, I would be more than willing, you know, to get together with you. And she said, okay. And I said, here's my phone number. She's never contacted me. The letter that was sent, that was given here, was clipped onto my door, and I was home. She never knocked on my door. She never said, hey, Michelle, can I talk to you or anything? And then I get this estimate to repair a car cover.
A what?
It says on here, a car cover. What do you need a car cover for? If it had a car cover on it, it wouldn't have gotten scratched.
They covered the car with a bag to repaint the hood.
Well, the whole deal is you're talking about $220 is your half. Your son damaged a car, and he did it purposely. And he tells me he's not a stupid young man. He's a smart young man, so he knows he knew enough to know that what Mackenzie was doing was wrong, because even what he told you was that he told her to stop, and she wouldn't stop, so he took sand and he threw it on the car.
No, he said, excuse me.
He said he threw it at her. It landed on the car, and then he was brushing it off. Give me a break.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Now, Frank, why did you think what Mackenzie was doing was wrong? Did you think it would damage the car?
Yes, and
Yes, so that you were brushing the sand off? Didn't you think that that would damage the car?
No, because I was doing it lightly.
He's a fibber, too. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $222. You have to tell the whole truth, you see. If you try to fudge it, you just look foolish. It would have been much better all around if you came inside and said to your mother, I did the wrong thing outside. I want to tell you about it. And when she confronted you, you told her the whole truth. You want to know why it's better to tell the whole truth? Because then you don't have to remember the lie that you told. That's why guys are always getting themselves into trouble. Tell the truth right up front. Look at me. Don't look at him. But if you tell the truth right up front, it doesn't get complicated. You see? Right up front. Do you understand? Take responsibility. You'll grow up to be a much happier man. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may...
The blue team has scored for the first time! team! The blue team is unstoppable! The blue team is in the lead. Killing spree for the blue team! Marked a location.